Da-da, da-da. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Three guys and a bear. Talk about a week where everyone lost because things went weird. Football.
Yeah, they went real weird, I guess.
They
I didn't
were very
realize-
weird,
Yeah.
but I was the best at predicting the weirdness.
I guess so. Yeah.
By
well,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really isn't much of a.
Yeah, there's really nobody wins, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I kind of win because I gained some traction in the old pick'ems because everyone else failed so badly.
That's true.
True.
Well, I won fantasy, so you know.
I too won
Look
fantasy.
at my balls. That's true. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy
Guys,
about
cool.
it. We all won fantasy,
Yeah,
right, everybody?
Well, I mean, in fairness, Apollo lost to Bear, so Bear also won this week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's rough.
Cool.
So we had some NFL news. First, this happened like yesterday. Right? The Eagles traded for Kevin Byard, which Byard. I think it's fitting. He kind of sounds like Kevin Bird, so he's going to a
Yep.
bird team. I kind of like that.
Right.
Isn't it pronounced
Right.
Bayard?
Probably
Yeah, well, I think it's
Uh,
pronounced Bjorn.
Byard. So
You ever
he's,
drink Bailey's from a shoe?
he-
That's old.
Yeah.
so he's going from the Titans to the Eagles. So honestly, it's probably a win. Titans getting draft picks, Eagles getting another good player. Broncos safety Kareem Jackson suspended 4 games for Kareeming into another NFL player that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You do it enough times, you get suspended. Maybe
That's
don't
crazy.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed? Then we've got just more injuries, as is football tradition.
Yep. Yep.
Von
Telling you,
Miller,
armor.
Von Miller limited in practice, so that's always great for the Bills, who are already struggling.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver on their line, limited. Just really, the Bills, I think, are absolutely just banged up.
Their defense is totally destroyed. They should consider maybe just erecting a large wall onto the field.
Yeah.
That might prevent them from getting into the end zone or
That could
anything
do
of
it.
that nature.
Yep.
Might be helpful.
We actually have big Aaron Rodgers injury update news.
Oh, I'm sure it's big. He took another step.
Well, Aaron Rodgers said he's not progressing as fast as he did early in his recovery.
Oh, I
Here
didn't
it
hear
comes.
that. Yeah.
So he said he doesn't quite have the strength in his calf and is still walking with a limp. It was always a long shot for Rodgers to return this season. Even with how optimistic he was, there's still a lot of time to determine just how likely a return is, but he's making it clear that progress in the next few weeks for him to have a real chance of playing in regular season games is not looking as bright.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, honestly, not very surprising.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah,
But-
again, his ankle exploded. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we got all hyped up anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently, well, it still is you know, an outside shot that he returns at some point this season, which is just wild. But you
Yeah.
know, who you know,
It's-
who knows?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
if by outside you mean outer space, then yeah, sure.
still
Yeah.
maybe like end of the season. Like they're saying like week 8, like 10. I'm like, I don't think so.
that was the
It-
one
it-
when they
it
said
is
that.
week 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
week 8.
right. Yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
he was on the Manning cast last night, actually,
Yeah,
and he,
I was
he
watching
said
it
on.
Notably
Yeah.
sitting down.
Yeah.
That's true. He
Yeah.
wasn't on the treadmill like every other.
He wasn't
guest. I
throwing
mean,
footballs.
Right. But yeah, no, he said it would be good if he could come back this year. So it seems a lot different than the week 8 predictions in week 1.
Yeah. Which honestly, at this point, it's more impressive if he just comes back at all after that. So
Yeah.
if he does come back, which I think he will,
Yeah.
it's going to be end of the season if it's a miracle, and then next season more. You know, I'd bet money that's next season more than anything.
Yeah.
the Rams have cut their kicker, who's on Rob's fantasy team.
That's very true. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with that now because my kicker's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Did lose his team in the game, so
He did lose his team the game.
I mean, he got me -1 point, so
That's good.
He must
know?
also just be bad because you don't normally, boot your kicker just for doing one bad game. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine he's been doing too hot this season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing fine, really. Well, I mean, at
Well,
least-
he's gotten you points, but how many points has he not gotten you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, but I mean, because I'd have to go back and look how many he missed, but yeah, I don't know. The kickers, man. This is why I've said for years the one position that I really wouldn't want to play in the NFL is kicker, even though you don't really get hit. There's 32 jobs. That's it.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much to keep that job, you have to never miss.
Yeah.
Like
Or
you
miss
cannot.
extremely rarely.
Right, exactly. Otherwise, they'll just get someone else because there's again only 32 jobs of that kind in the entire world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's Brett Maher, by the way. We didn't actually mention his name.
that's true. Yeah,
It's like that guy.
You
Yeah.
just say the team and kicker, and you'll be like,
Yeah, you
okay,
can
yeah,
put it
that.
together.
See, they also get no respect. They only
He
get
used
talked
foot
about
to
if
hit the
they
ball
miss.
go through net. Yeah,
Right.
like
You only
Yeah.
get talked about if you are Justin Tucker, and then and
Yeah.
then they only talk about you when you do shitty.
Yeah, it's in fact, it's crazy because you can make 4 straight field goals in the game and then miss the game winner, and everyone's like, "This guy sucks.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
He fucking sucks, dude."
And imagine that pressure, because it's not just like it's the entire stadium silent watching you about to make or break the game, and also all of your teammates, 51 other guys,
Yeah.
and the entire coaching staff.
and
Yep.
tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people on TV.
Right,
Like,
yeah, and
it's just-
online, on Twitter,
And influencers that are just like, "How hard is it to make a field goal?"
Why don't they
You
get
know?
guys who just can make it? Don't miss. I don't understand.
I don't know. So those are your main headline nudes. Nudes? Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah, well, this is why you should subscribe to the Patreon, because
Yeah,
we've
of
got a
course.
little bit of extra special something now.
Yeah.
Legal disclaimer: no, we don't.
yeah, we don't have any. And Brett Favre hasn't made any news lately either, so
Well, that's good.
which is good.
considering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had football games.
Oh,
Football
did we?
games.
And it started with a weird Jaguars Saints Thursday nighter.
This game continued the trend of primetime sucking. So
Yep.
it looked like a close game if you just look at the score, but no, it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
The Jags
Yeah.
were the way better team and
Yeah.
should have won by like 24 points, but they kept doing Jaguars ass shit, like turning the ball over on special teams, horrible penalties, shit
Yep.
like that.
Yeah.
And then their play calling decided to disappear at the end of the game as well. Otherwise, yeah, no, the Saints came back in the fourth quarter because the Jags just kind of were lazy.
Yeah.
But Jags were so much better throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Derek Carr got hit in the groin or something, or I don't know what he did.
Oh, really?
He did
just,
get hurt, yeah.
Yeah, he got hurt, and he was walking with his groin, but he kept playing. And then that
He's also
classic
very
Derek Carr fashion.
mad.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
also very
so
mad.
mad the whole game. They kept cutting to him and he'd be yelling at someone or making an angry face. He was just mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Things are going weird in New Orleans for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, the Saints almost give me last year's Derek Carr Raider vibes.
Yeah,
he's just
kinda.
he's just bringing that type of team everywhere he goes. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
But the Saints actually looked like they were gonna tie it, and then they dropped the touchdown.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
just dropped
Yeah.
the easiest catch, just whoop.
Foster Moreau. It was
Yeah.
it was tough.
Yeah. But this game really did suck, and the Jaguars deserved to win it anyway. So the Saints go to 3-4. Jaguars now 5-2, which is actually kind of mind blowing. I didn't realize they were doing that well. I thought they were
I
like
think it's because
3.
they had lost like 2 in a row, and so we were like, here we go, classic Jags, suck shit as always. And now they're like, just kidding, we're good again.
yeah. And actually a low penalty game, 5 penalties to 3 penalties. Surprisingly.
No, an outlier, you say.
Crazy. But that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Then we had Falcons Buccaneers, and the Falcons claim the NFC South with this win.
Tragic.
That is hilarious.
Yep. Desmond
That
Ritter
division.
putting up unbelievable stats, 19 of 25 for 250 yards. That's it. He did run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And 38. He should have ran for 2 touchdowns, but he did the thing where you slow down before you get into the end zone, and then the ball gets punched out.
Right, yeah.
Yep. So that was probably could have cost them the game if they didn't come back and win. But once you win, nobody cares anymore.
True.
And Bijan Robinson, I think, had an illness and didn't even play this game. He was sick or something. So
Yeah, they're getting in like trouble or something because they didn't report it, right?
yeah, I heard that. So
But
great.
he did play, didn't he?
He played like
he
one
did-
snap, and then I think he was like, "Hey guys, I am sick."
My insides want to be outside. So.
Yeah. What the this game was also, what Falcons player was it that did that nasty behind the back catch? Because that was in this game,
Kyle
right?
Pitts.
It was the
Oh,
Kyle
yeah,
Pitts catch.
Yep.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
I did.
that was wild.
It was nutty.
Oh my god. In case you guys didn't, you should look it up, because he literally just caught it completely behind his back and then pulled it towards you know his front to get the reception. It's wild.
It's almost like I think I made this joke when this happened, but it's almost like throwing to Kyle Pitts might help you win the game. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Like, it's
got
4th
this
overall pick.
Incredible receiver that I don't know. Maybe you should throw to a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have some sort of a bias here?
Dude, Drake London as well has been balling out. He had the crazy thing where he flipped and he was like trying to get into the end zone, but his fingers scraped the grass. So that was
I
like,
don't know how they determined that. I was watching that replay. I could not see the fingers touch the ground at
I
all.
couldn't either. But I was like, I couldn't see either way. I was like, but maybe my brain's like putting this together weird. I have no idea. But that happened. So just a lot of weird things happened in this game. On the other side, Baker Mayfield, 27 to 42, 275, 1 TD, 1 int. They still can't run the ball. Mike Evans had a touchdown, 82 yards. I think Godwin got hurt, actually. And 9 penalties for each team. 3 fumbles lost for the Falcons, and then 1 fumble lost for the Buccaneers, and 1 interception thrown. So just kind of a sloppy game all around. And
Two
kind of a
bad
low-scoring game.
teams playing each other. It's what you'd expect.
Not just playing each other, but playing for the division.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I really felt like maybe there'd be one team to climb their way out of this dog shit division, but it really is. It's the same as last year. It's going to be a bunch of bad teams fighting for the last spot,
Yep.
and it's going to go to like the Bucks or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that this is a very NFC Easty kind of division.
It is.
honestly.
Yeah, it's not good. And then the Panthers just there at like 0-6. Like, I don't. It's
Right,
weird.
yeah.
But that game happened. Then another game happened. The Raiders Bears.
Okay. This is gonna begin my rant for the whole day of where do I even start? I have this emotion in me that has no outlet that just keeps building like a fucking bomb, and eventually I'm going to explode into 1,000 pieces. Not mentally, physically explode, and my bits will be all over the various walls that are around me. I am so fucking sick of watching these terrible head coaches trot down the field, get into 4th and 2 at the 8-yard line and go, well, guess we gotta kick the field goal. I mean, there's nothing we can do, guys. It looks like it's just the end. That's the end for us.
Yeah, I hate it.
And Josh McDumbass Daniels goes down the field. He's down 3 fucking scores or some shit. I don't know. It was bad. He's down a lot of points. And he's like, well, gotta kick the field goal. I mean, that's all we can get, guys. This is, and it's not just Josh McDaniels doing this. How many other teams did this? The Packers, I think, did it.
Oh, we did it all right.
The Vikings did it last night, and they should have lost for it. Just so many teams are doing this, and it's just bad. It's not even like make the aggressive play. You are behind. You are losing by lots of points. There is not that. It was the fourth fucking quarter with like 10 minutes left. That's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
You need to take not the points, but all of the points.
Yeah.
If you fail, sorry, bud. Like, no one's going to, I mean, look, maybe some media folk will be like, you really should have taken the points there, hands on hips. I don't know about that one, Buster. Ignore them. They're stupid and don't know how things work. So just go for it. If it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, like if it's under 4th and 5, I don't care what the analytics say the exact number is, but if it's a play where you can call a run or a pass, or you have all of your utility at your disposal, you go for it and just do it.
Especially if you're within the 10-yard line.
Like, also, the analytics, as far as I know, the advanced analytics stuff all say go for it under 4th and 5,
you don't
especially
need
over
analytics
after midfield.
To know the decision's right. Like, it's what bothers me. Like, aggressive is when it's like 4th and 6 and you're only up like 3 points and you're at like the 45-yard line. That's
Chargers
aggressive. Yeah.
You know what I find,
and
really
I don't even
funny?
hate that, by the way. I don't think that's bad. I like it, but that's aggressive.
I think it's really funny that real football has come around to competitive Madden play.
Where it's kind of funny, yeah.
Where because that was the thing with Madden players for years, is that 4th down is just another shot, right? It's not, you're not punting.
Yeah. It's almost like they grew up playing Madden, and then they're just like, dude, what if we just do it?
I mean, there have been coaches in the NFL. I know there was the one former Bucks coach who said he learned how to play football, how to coach football from Madden. He's still in the league too. I forget his name. But and like the here's what I think. I think that if the Lions win the Super Bowl at some point with Dan Campbell, then it'll start being kind of like forcibly changed. But until it's proven to win the Super Bowl, then those old head coaches are gonna be like, no, well, this is this is how it's done. I still think they'd be
stuck in their ways, just because it's like so.
Primarily a lot of them.
Well, we gotta rely on our defense. Like,
dude,
I mean,
oh my god, you just gave me the flashback to the Commanders Bears game where the Commanders kick a field goal. And they have all the momentum. They're driving, like, field goal. And I was like, why? And then the Bears go down and kick a field goal. So I'm like, okay, so we just wasted like 7 minutes to do nothing.
I think that's exactly what happened in this game, too. Is they kicked the field goal, the Bears got the ball back, marched down the field, and kicked the field goal. Or scored a touchdown. One of those two. They did something. And it was just like, well, there you go.
It's a waste of time.
It is.
Like, come on. And so, the Raiders, first off, Brian Hoyer sucks. He's bad.
But I mean, hey, don't talk so rudely about Hoyer the Destroyer.
I will.
Sir.
He went 17 of 32, 129 yards, and 2 interceptions. Then Aiden O'Connell came in at garbage time, 10 of 13, 75 yards, a TD, a pick. Who cares? The game's over.
Not to say that we called it there on Brian Hoyer starting, but I think we called it on that one.
Yeah.
The big thing is Tyson Bagel.
Yep.
I think he's earned us to say his name correctly now. And I don't know, so I won't try.
Bajane.
Bajane.
21,
29, 162 and a TD.
That's very solid.
Those are Brock Purdy numbers right there, man.
Yeah. That's very solid.
I will say he did look pretty decent. I'll wait till he plays not the Raiders with Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, hey, he looked all right. He didn't look bad.
He wasn't expecting to start, so I think that's a very very admirable performance.
Yeah.
So
Deontay Foreman also ran for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is pretty nice having the running game going because they actually run against the Raiders. Because imagine running against the Raiders, even when it works, then you stop.
It truly is mind-boggling to me that this team has 3 wins. No offense to anyone particular in the call, but I cannot believe that this Raiders team has 3 wins.
It's just I think that's what pisses me off so much is like we started running the ball or the other week against them, and we were doing it like officially. We're like, all right, and then they just stop. I hate when teams do that shit. They're like, guys, it's working. What do we do now? Let's just stop doing it. Like, in fact, that happened against us with the Falcons where we couldn't stop them running, and then they just kept running. And so I'm like, why don't we do that? And apparently the Bears, with their shitty coaches, actually figured it out. They just kept running, and I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever.
You know, I didn't even realize this, but I'm seeing it on the stat line that Nathan Peterman made an appearance.
Oh, he
and
did.
He had 2 rushes for -4 yards.
This was actually a powerful Bears coaching move. He came in before halftime and threw the Hail Mary.
Oh.
And it went terribly. It was an awful throw, and it like actually just went out of bounds. So that was, I don't know why they didn't let Bagel throw it. Are they like his arm sucks or something? Like,
I guess, yeah. Yeah, sometimes teams do that when they need a very long shot.
Yeah. Either way, the Bears went 8 of 13 on third down. The Raiders went 2 of 9. And
Yeah.
that's that. They threw 3 interceptions. The Bears actually didn't turn the ball over. So that's pretty important.
Oh, that reminded me. Sorry, I'm going to go back to one of the previous games
Okay.
because this was something I needed to mention because it pissed me off as well. And I need to know if I'm stupid. This is my am I the wrong one? But so you said they brought Nathan Peterman in the Jaguars.
We should make
game,
that a section. Sorry, am I the wrong one?
Am I the
Give our
wrong
worst-
one? Yeah,
give our worst football opinions.
This
Yeah.
is our "Am I the Wrong One" segment of the week. So Jag Saints. One of the reasons they also did the game is it was like 4th and half a yard or 4th and 1. And the announcers are like, well, normally they'd quarterback sneak it here because it's basically free. But Trevor Lawrence, he's got that injured ankle or whatever. He had an injury. He played through the whole game. We forgot to mention that. And I'm sitting there like, but okay, well, and then as I'm thinking this, they go and they did the Steelers. They ran a shotgun play that didn't fucking work because of course it didn't work. Or he was in pistol or something. But like, just a terrible play call that should have never happened. And I'm just like, hang on. Like, you have a backup quarterback. Can you not bring him into quarterback sneak? Like, you just need someone who's not hurt to fall forward. And like, because quarterback sneaks are not on the quarterback, it's on the line. So if your line can do it, you can put a Scarecrow over there and push it over slightly, and it can get the yardage.
And
like,
then you can even play around that and like fake the sneak and like do a little like whoop and throw it out or something.
In fairness, the one that they're doing right now does seem like it takes some specific
you don't have
practice.
to do that one. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but I mean,
it's 4th and inches. Like, again, I think you just need someone who's not injured to go fall forward, and I'm just surprised that was not even an option. They would rather go, let's call some fucking shotgun slow developing play on 4th down that has a much lower chance of succeeding, which is just weird to me.
Yeah, no, to the question of am I wrong? I don't think you are. I do agree because like you could even give it to a running back. I mean, you can run a couple of those plays if you know that that's gonna be a out of your game because Lawrence is playing. Then in practice the week before, you should have dealt with that.
Yeah,
right? Because this play is automatic this year. Yeah.
The quarterback sneak has never been a trick play. It is just you call it and everyone knows it's coming even before the tush push. And it's just like my guys are going to beat your guys. And also you have to do something magical to stop my 6-foot quarterback from leaning over slightly to get the first down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was very strange to me, and I just don't know why that's not. I don't think that's some magical weird coaching. Just like it's just. Wouldn't you just be like, okay, let's do that?
Well, yeah. I mean, especially since that play has it failed this year. I think I remember it failing once.
The Steelers failed it earlier.
Did they?
I feel like I've seen a couple times.
Well, they failed it, but
Maybe
they got it somehow. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Then we had the Browns Colts.
The beginning of the ref ball week. Yes.
Yeah.
First off, this game went on like for 4 hours.
Yeah, it did.
It was so long. It was just time of possession battle. Like the fumbles lost. The Colts lost 3 fumbles and threw an interception. The Browns threw 2 interceptions. Just kind of a weird game because then the Browns ran for 3 touchdowns, but the Colts ran for 3 touchdowns. Like it was kind of all over the place.
This game upsets me for multiple reasons. One, people will not shut up about Myles Garrett and the Cleveland defense. Like,
Yep.
brother, you gave up 38 points to Gardner Minshew and the Colts.
Hey, you know, he's been doing pretty solid.
Not last week.
Well,
Like,
you know,
I'm just gonna
he's
be
a-
honest. Like, this number one defense gave up almost 40 fucking points to the Colts. So
Yeah.
I will say he should have
Let's-
won this game probably still.
yes, and the Colts should have won. We'll get to that. But
Yeah.
I'm just, people are, I don't know. They don't see the score or they don't watch the game. They see W or L and just go, well, I mean, my
Yeah.
God, like,
Yeah.
this team's great. Like, it's just annoying.
Yeah. So
This was also a game where Deshaun Watson threw a pick and then got injured.
yep,
Yep.
he was 1 of 5 actually.
Yep.
$250 something million
Guaranteed.
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 So
How long is the contract also here?
It's a while.
Like 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's
plus,
5 years.
Boy. Yeah, geez.
Yep. So PJ Walker coming in doing his 178 yards and an int. He also didn't really do that much, but you know, PJ Walker. He
Yeah.
did get them some good throws towards the end, but that's also when some questionable calls happen, as they do. There's the interference and then the
It was
illegal contact,
Holding,
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the pass interference or holding.
There was
whatever
a
it
so the illegal contact was just very tacky. Like it was
Yeah.
like, this is why I do not like illegal contact, because like almost every play you have guys bumping into each
Yeah,
other.
you can call it
and-
like almost every play.
yeah, you can call it almost every play, and that's not good. Like if we want to like go into the conspiracy territory, illegal contact is the perfect penalty for sketchy shit, because
Mhm.
much like holding, you can kind of call it whenever the fuck you want. Like holding, not
Yeah.
so much. I would say legal contact you could call more often than holding.
Yeah.
Because like it's like, okay, don't touch anyone within 5 yards. Well, okay, first off, or outside of 5 yards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
Past
off,
5
it's
yards, yeah.
really hard for even us to tell, watching from like a bird's eye perfect view, you know, where these guys are and where 5 yards is perfectly once the play's like
Yeah.
snapped. And we have the luxury of a line that shows us the line of scrimmage and everything. You have refs on the field who have a very skewed view of like where 5 yards is from each. Like it's like, I don't know, man. Like, not regardless of like whether you think it's conspiracy, it's just a hard penalty to call in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Illegal contact is weird too because hand fighting is allowed.
Yeah.
It's just it's
there's an arbitrary point where you're like,
Right.
well, that contact was illegal. So
Yeah.
that over there,
First, it's
legal
fine.
contact.
mhm.
And so that's bad, but at least that penalty technically was the rule. It still sucked, but it was
Right.
technically the rule. But that's the worst kind of technically, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I don't like that.
This
And
is why I'm
then-
hyped for flag football, dude, because then we don't have to deal with any of this shit anymore.
That's true.
Aren't they doing they're doing it in the Olympics or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
apparently they want NFL players to play in it, which is
That would be hilarious.
I
I'm
don't-
legit like pumped for that. I think it's gonna be dope.
I
That would be
actually
so
enjoy that.
unfortunately it's 5 years from now. So
Yeah, something to
Right.
look forward to, though.
Right, yeah.
Besides the heat death of the universe.
yeah, I think we'll all be dead.
Yeah,
by
that's
then,
true.
Honestly.
If the world still exists in 5 years, that'll be pretty sick.
And we'll still be doing the show. We get to talk about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Do a little fun side segment.
That would be
no,
fun, actually.
I guess. Well, yeah, well, it'd be in the summer, right? So football wouldn't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
be happening.
Oh, yeah, well, that would be fun.
Anyway,
Yeah, well,
then
mark your calendars, everyone at home. 5 years. From
5 years from now, summer, and we'll actually get to watch it on time because it won't be in like fucking Japan or whatever, and NBC
Oh, right,
won't like
yeah.
time gate it for no reason and make it unwatchable.
Imagine like
They'll
Tyreek
find a way to
Hill-
make it unwatchable. NBC loves making the Olympics unwatchable. It's like their favorite fucking thing, man. They pay billions of dollars so they could have the
Show it to
access
no one.
to the Olympics to fuck it up for everyone and make it super unfun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Glad we
Anyway.
could
The
spin you
Olympics
out of
are
that
great.
tirade before you continue.
sorry, that's just something I was reminded of.
I will say the Olympics are great if you're just trying to like wind down and fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
If you can watch it.
Right.
Yep.
Also as an aside, because we were talking about it, Deshaun Watson, they can cut him in 2027. So, you know.
Ah,
Hey, right before flag football starts.
that's good.
Yeah.
Look at that. You can head on over there.
Wonderful.
So
Anyway, let me talk about this other fucking penalty for the love of
Yeah.
fucking Christ before I die.
Yep.
That's when he died to the universe. After the illegal contact.
Hey, did you guys see that it was a full moon the other day? That was wild,
did.
right?
That's not even true. That's not even true.
What's the other day? You
not-
don't know what he's
The other
talking
day.
about.
I saw the moon last night. It was not full. That's not
That wasn't the
raining.
other day.
Well, yeah. You're thinking
Oh
of
my
the
God.
other day. I'm talking about the other day.
Right. No.
was about
Pass
football.
interference. This one was bullshit. And we have people are bringing this up, but we have to have a discussion. What the is uncatchable just not a
Dude,
rule?
I completely agree because that was some bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember I was
Yeah.
real mad about this game, and you reminded me why. That call alone was
This
absolute horseshit.
is not abnormal too. Uncatchable doesn't seem to ever be called, which is like
Yeah.
that's a rule. We should follow the rule.
yeah, I can
Like-
think of like a couple times out of like all these games where I've actually seen it.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even like particularly bad. Like first off, the pass interference wasn't even that pass interference-y. Second off, it was remarkably uncatchable. Like
Absolutely.
it was
Yeah.
like 5 yards out of the end zone.
Like,
Even
even
the
fucking, like-
commentators were saying like Calvin Johnson wouldn't have come down with that. Like it was
Yeah.
fucking gone.
Two Calvin Johnsons stacked on top of each other weren't coming down with that catch. All right, the giant hand from Super Smash Brothers was not coming down with that catch.
Maybe like Victor Wembanyama, like 7'6" or
Yeah.
some
I
shit.
don't know who that is, but
NBA.
Yeah, him.
Okay. No, it was like a fucking field goal attempt that pass. Like, good God. Anyway, the game was changed. Like the entire course of the game was changed, and the Browns, for the second week in a row, have inexplicably won purely by the refs, which is really bad. That's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
No game should ever be decided by a ref. The fact
Especially the
that
Browns.
two by the same team in a row, a team nobody fucking likes right now, which is like, with Kansas City, I'm always like, well, it makes sense. Kansas City, they're kind of like the big team. They got Mahomes, you got
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, it all lines up. Nobody fucking cares about the Browns. They have a fucking terrible person for their quarterback. Their organization is like rape apologist like nightmare. Like they suck. Why would you want to help them win? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on here, man? Like, fix your
Ordering Lex Luthor a pizza. Like what the fuck are you doing?
shit. Fix this dog shit system, because if anything's gonna make me stop watching football, which is hard to do, football is great. It's gonna be this garbage tier reffing that we have again, year after year. It just won't stop.
It's impressive, actually. Like I still can't believe they don't do like the Sky Judge type thing, which like
They did that like 3 weeks ago. They did it in a
Yeah.
game. They were like, "Hey, at New York here, that's not a penalty, guys." And they went, "Oh fuck, okay." Shit.
Right.
What happened with that? I was
Yeah.
like,
I don't.
I'm
It was
not
wild.
sure.
I had never seen it, and it blew
I know
my mind.
the refs previously have fought back against a lot of this stuff, which I don't know. It seems like it's complicated because there's a refs union and everything, but also the refs they're weird because it's not their only job, right?
Right,
Like
they don't get
usually
paid
they're
that
lawyers,
much, right?
Yeah, no, and they're not hired, year over year, right? They're basically contractors.
Way to
for-
create your own like time bomb. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay, you have an individual or a group of individuals that have a insane amount of power to decide games, and you don't pay them that much, and there's sports betting.
Okay,
Right,
next you're
yeah.
gonna be like, what? We're gonna put grass in the stadiums?
That is your own bed. You are making that bed. You are going to be lying in that bed that you are making.
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
the
they're
refs
reffing.
make about 205 a year annually? So I mean, it's
Yeah.
not
Okay,
Not,
that's not bad
like,
then.
bad,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's certainly not like on the level of all the other members of the.
Mm.
Yeah,
like,
It-
no,
the
that's
main
not
thing
bad, so-
it's not so much the money, more so that most of these pretty much I don't know if any of them don't have a job outside of reffing. because
Yeah,
they
the other thing I'm reading here is that the vast majority of them have other jobs.
Why
right
would
if-
you? If I'm getting
Yeah.
200K a year and I get half the year off,
Yeah,
Feels
dog.
good
Like
to
what
me.
well,
the
because
fuck?
a lot of them, a bunch of them are like lawyers and shit that actually they make like more
Oh, they
money.
probably make
in
way
their
more
other,
doing their other thing. Yeah.
and then
oh, so now they're you tell me they're lawyers,
They're
so they can
hiring
get around.
lawyers?
This is awful.
Yeah, and they but the main thing I've seen criticism of, and I agree with, is because other leagues do this, other sports do this, where the refs are just hired for the whole year, like that's their job, right? Is to be a ref, even when the season's off. It's about training and making sure they're but these guys are they're part-time. They don't really give that much of a shit. It's not their main source of income usually. There's a lot of problems there, I think.
Yeah.
Too.
It is.
We have this conversation every week, and I'm so sick of having it. And I know you're probably thinking, "Oh, then just stop talking about it." I'll be happy to stop talking about it when it stops impacting and deciding entire fucking football games.
It's it actually reminds me like a few years back. I think when we first started this show like 5 years ago, they did the thing where they revamped roughing the passer, and I swear to God, the amount of times they just called roughing the passer for like nothing, and then guys would
Oh, they
get
still
hit
do
and
that.
they didn't call it. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
But they just fined that guy the other week. Remember for that roughing the passer when he like put two hands on him and the guy fell down.
There was a game this week. I think it was in the late window or something. I don't remember, or maybe it was in the fucking Dolphins Eagles game. There was a horrible roughing the passer call. Like
Yeah.
even like they're like the former referees who are like with the broadcast networks who usually suck the referees' dicks and be
Yeah.
like, well, you're basically subsection 7.95 B paragraph 3 sentence. It says that
Yep.
on
Lawyers.
a Thursday, on the harvest moon, like technically, and it's like, shut up. Like even they are like, yeah, that is not a penalty. I don't know what the fuck that was. Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't understand. There was
Yeah.
one of those with roughing the passer in one of the games, and I don't remember. But the fact I don't remember goes to show how common it is. I can't. There's so many games where this shit happens. I can't differentiate between which game is which horrible penalty
Yeah.
that was called.
And it's
It is
like
annoying.
you would think at this point they could have the ability. Well, they do have the ability, like you said, to just like overturn stuff from like New York or whoever's watching. It's just like they'd be like, "Oh, it takes too much time." It's like, no, it doesn't.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oh, you just reminded me. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I wanted to mention on the show. And I totally forgot. They had a camera in the New York, like the super zone
Yeah.
where like they do all this shit. And it fucking destroyed me. It was a tiny room with only like 5 monitors and like 4 people. And I'm like, fucking what? There better be like turning the camera around. Is there like a whole legion of little dudes on computers like looking at this shit? Like, you're the NFL. You need to have a fucking entire room with every angle with individual people working on each game so that you can instantly be like, yeah, that's not a flag. Yeah, that's a flag. Like, you can do that. You can
can do
absolutely
that.
do that.
It's
You know-
almost like I think Peyton Manning has a better room for doing that.
It looked
Yeah.
like a fucking sports bar. There was like some people like standing up, just like watching like it was fucking red zone. Like, no, there's so much on the line right now with the like. You need to be working a little bit harder than this. I always wondered how New York would get it wrong so fucking often. I can tell now. New York's a tiny ass office building in some random like part of New York. Like, it's not even a big operation.
Yeah, they don't care. Actually, as an aside, I would also like to say that it's probably beyond improving the field tech, which they really should by
We're
now.
improving the field.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, lost it. Yeah, completely lost it. Yeah, it's
Fair
gone.
point.
He lost it.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
consider that.
They should definitely.
I agree with what you were going to say.
Well, that reminds me of something else, which is I don't know if you guys ever played old Maddens from way back in the day, but like Madden 08.
Yep.
If you played a franchise that went significantly into the future, you could upgrade your stadium with like holographic uprights and
Yep.
like certain different upgrade tech and
Wait,
stuff.
they want to upgrade the game by removing the doink?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. There was a bunch of wild like pseudo
I'd
futuristic
rather
things.
die than get rid of the doink. Brother.
Yeah. But anyway, the thing that I find funny about it is that no, it turns out the technology used on the field is basically exactly the same as 2008.
Yep.
The
It sure
cameras
is.
It's like
maybe
fucking
have higher
internet
resolution.
companies. They're like, well, we could make everyone's lives better, but I'm not getting
We're
paid
still
enough to
making
do
money,
that.
and we
And
don't
then they
have
literally
to.
got paid enough to do that, and then they still didn't do it. So
Well, it would cost money to do this, and it wouldn't necessarily add to the profitability of the game. So,
Guys, I
You
think
know.
this horse we're beating is dead. Are we
Yeah, I
sure
think
we
it's
want
pretty
to
dead at this
still
point.
do it?
yeah.
We should probably
You
move
talking about the
on.
Broncos?
This game
Oh.
sucked.
Hey.
I was more upset that this game went into the Packer game and made me miss the first like 8 minutes of it for no reason.
yeah.
Giants Commanders.
Oh, yeah. Good thing we rushed
we
ahead
could
for this
save-
one.
Yeah, we could save some of our time by just moving on. From this
Commanders.
one.
Commanders were 1 of 15 on third down.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That is bad. They also committed 10 penalties, and they still almost tied the game at the end somehow. Probably because it's
Yeah.
the Giants.
And Tyrod Taylor played pretty well this year.
yeah, I mean, he's
actually.
been playing well just the last couple of weeks, honestly.
Yeah.
Saquon, 77 yards. Darren Waller, 98 yards and a touchdown. Saquon had 41 yards and a touchdown receiving. And the Giants defense is actually all right. It's the offense typically the problem. And
I generally like that a game like this exists that I just have literally nothing to say about.
yeah, it's,
Yeah,
there's
it's-
really
it's-
nothing. There's really nothing.
It's too
14-7. You could
Yep.
you
Yeah.
could get that scoreline back in 1935.
No,
The
we're
only score
seven-
better than this is 6-3, man. You know what I mean?
right? Yeah.
We're 7 games into the season. Venture a guess how many times Washington Commanders quarterback Sam Howell has been sacked.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
It's got to be
like,
in the 40s or 50s.
no.
It
it's
is
gotta be-
exactly 40.
Oh, yeah.
40 sacks in 7 games. It leads Daniel Jones by 12, who's next
Wow.
most at 28.
Yeah, it's a lot. Their offensive line's actually garbage. Like maybe
Like
the
both
worst offensive line.
sides, both quarterbacks on these teams have been annihilated. And
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor got a turn this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just looked up the most sacked QBs ever,
Mhm.
and
it's
the
like-
most is David Carr in 2002, with 76. So he's
Wow.
on pace for
He
more
is
than that.
on a pace
That's
to beat
wild.
it.
And
Yeah,
that was
that-
well, it is a longer season now, but yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
number 3 is David Carr as well. In 2005, they
Poor
destroyed
man.
that poor man.
Man, I forgot David Carr was Derek Carr's brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that was
pretty
like
good.
part of that was
Yeah.
part of the thing, right? Is David Carr? Everyone was like, "Yeah, he's good, but they are killing him. He's
Yeah.
dying." So
How long did he play? I think he only played like 9 years or something, right?
yeah, because they
Mm.
destroyed his body.
Yeah.
They had like a good team, like Andre Johnson, David Carr, and
Mhm.
Arian Foster.
Yeah.
Like, that was a
Right,
good
yeah,
team.
yeah.
TJ
Dude.
Watt or JJ Watt. Sorry, the other one.
Yeah.
Right, right.
That was a good team. Made to the playoffs, beat the Bengals in that one year. I want to
Yeah.
say, and then they just became the Texans after that.
yeah.
Well,
It has been kind of.
I don't think they've been back to the playoffs since.
I mean, Andre
Uh,
Johnson was a monster.
Beast.
So
Well,
Yeah.
the
Love
Texans,
watching
they
him
went
beat
back
the
to the
sh-
playoffs with the Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson
true.
team.
Oh, did they?
yeah.
I forgot. Sorry, he's a different person now. Well,
Yeah.
same
He's
person,
the-
but
2018, I
Yeah,
think.
2018.
was-
In
yeah.
fact, that's when I think they played the Bills and lost, and everyone was like, "Yo, the Texans look like they're on the thing." And then they were like, "What if we just?" I think they traded what's his name? They traded Hopkins, and then everything just started to
Right,
crumble.
right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
right,
right.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Bill O'Brien era.
Yep,
yeah,
the Bill
yeah.
O'Brien, a classic.
crazy that he got rehired on any fucking team.
Well,
Always
he's-
go to the offense. Shut up. Sorry, I can't.
to be fair, he did get hired for, isn't it the Patriots or something?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And man,
yeah.
what a great offense they have.
Yep.
Hey, they won. They won.
They
We'll
did
talk
win. We're
about
not
it.
there yet.
Yeah.
In fact, you know what? We can just talk about that game right now because it's a good.
Is that the next one?
It was the
I
one
didn't
after
real-
the next one, so we'll just do
Okay,
that.
fair enough. Yeah.
Patriots Bills, as we all predicted, the Patriots won.
Some fucking nonsense, man. Like, how is this? This is the inexplicable stuff that we talk about on the show. The completely unpredictable. Where in the hell did this ever even come from both sides kind of game?
Yeah,
Because the Patriots have no business losing or winning this. I can't even say they won it. That's how confusing it is to me that it happened.
I
The
do
Patriots
think,
had no business winning. The Bills just shit the bed completely.
The
I do
Bills
think-
defense is just disheveled. Like,
yeah, they're
it's
injured,
gone.
like super banged up. All their good players are gone, and I think it shows when you play the Patriots and Mac Jones goes 25 of 30 for 272 and 2 touchdowns.
He looked incredible.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Ezekiel Elliott even had 31 yards and a touchdown on 11 carries, which
You
is still
know
bad.
it's a nightmare when Ezekiel Elliott got any yards.
Yeah, it's not good. So this might be the worst Bills loss of the season. Like,
Well, they
straight
did lose to the Jets.
This
week
is
one.
worse
up. I think
than the
this is
Jets.
worse. Yeah,
I
this
think
is actually
I think
worse.
the Jets are actually like kind of an okay to good team now. Like,
Dude, this
Yeah.
this has enormous divisional implications. This game.
Yeah.
it
Bills
Miami
really-
over here, like, oh baby, it's our time, and then they lost. But
Yeah. But still, like, this division all of a sudden has opened up.
Yeah.
And furthermore, like, the playoff picture completely changed as a result of this. But weird shit, man.
I'm still reiterating my pre-season prediction, which is that the Dolphins are winning this division. Because
I do think they'll win it still, but
yeah.
it is.
But I mean, but I think this is really a good game to show. Also, yeah, the Bills are vulnerable. They're not like the guaranteed to win team.
yeah,
You know that
This is
you would
just-
expect.
this is what happens when you have a team that's, a quarterback and a dude, a wide receiver / tight end. If
Yeah.
they don't do well, you lose.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like the Chiefs are kind of lucky this year that, like, the 2 games that Mahomes and Kelsey didn't do good, they barely won. So, I mean, this is like it goes like this is what happens. Like, if your whole team relies on one central piece, if that piece isn't perfect, you're gonna lose to the Patriots.
yeah.
I suppose it's also noteworthy that Belichick is obviously the master at taking those core pieces away from you in
Yeah.
these games. So that is what happened yet again. Belichick with his 300th win, by the way, is
Yes.
pretty
Yeah,
noteworthy
that's
as
right.
well.
That puts
Yeah.
them at number 3, I think, of most
Yeah,
wins,
overall.
right?
Yep.
Which is
I think he was
crazy.
already there, but it's just like there's only 3 people that have more than 300.
It's
Right.
actually crazy that there's people have more wins than him after all the Super Bowls and crazy seasons he
I'm gonna
had.
be honest. Nothing that happened like before certain eras should count.
Yeah,
I think some of the. I'll be honest. I think like besides Belichick, it's like 2 coaches that just coached. Like,
Shula and Hallis, right? I think are the other 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go back, football history is actually really interesting. I wish there was more stuff out there of it, but if you've never watched like NFL films stuff,
Yeah,
there's some good stuff out there.
it
that
was a
goes into the
genuinely
history.
bad sport for a long time.
It was well. I mean, basically, the modern sport was pretty much. I'm gonna say, in my non-expert opinion, was basically invented by Jim Brown, or not Jim Brown. The John, what? Not John Brown either.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Who's the name?
Paul
The
Brown?
Browns guy, Paul Brown. Paul Brown.
yeah. Paul Brown.
Brown's Brown. Yeah.
He was
Anyway, yeah.
1950 to 1962 with the Browns, then 68 to 75 with the Bengals.
Right, with the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he created a system. That Browns team actually were the first ones to use headsets in the helmet, actually. But there were a bunch of issues with it. It was like interfering with local radio and stuff, and also they banned it. They stopped. He wasn't allowed to use it because it was like too big of an advantage, and other teams just weren't using it.
Sorry, you need to
until they
turn
brought
that
it
cell
back.
phone off before
Yeah.
the plane flies away.
yeah. No, but the offense that he made eventually became like the people that his coaching tree ended up creating the West Coast system, and the West Coast system is pretty much Paul Brown's offensive system that he was running in Cincinnati with the Bengals.
Yeah.
So yeah, like basically the whole modern NFL offensive style football, that was him way back when. So like, I don't know, like so I get what you're saying, but I think that different eras, it's just different, you know?
Yeah.
When you go pre Paul Brown, then yeah, it's all just running. And then you go farther back, it's the flying V, and they were killing people with that one.
Yeah. But even like if you go back to the early 2000s, you had like teams with like one superstar running back. You're like, dude, you got Adrian Peterson, Sean Alexander, like LaDainian
Right,
Tomlinson.
right.
Like it was very like run heavy
Yeah.
style of offenses, and then like good defense. Like you had the Ravens defense from like 2000. Like,
Mhm.
and that's why even the modern offense, like the most modern team from back then was probably the Rams, like the greatest show on turf.
Yeah,
Rams.
greatest show on turf, right?
Yeah, and even
well,
back
I mean,
then they were like,
Dan
this
Marino
is
too.
crazy. And like now it's like every team playing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and Dan Marino back in the day too. Remember, he was like the first guy to get 5,000
Oh, yeah.
yards in the 80s,
Yep.
and actually, Joe Namath, Jets QB, first QB to throw for 4,000 yards in the NFL, and it wasn't beat for like 20 years when they added like 3 games. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Joe.
Anyway, this game actually was closer than it looked. The Patriots looked like they were going to run away with it. The Bills came back, and then the Patriots go on a game-winning drive and actually succeed, which was kind of
Actually
crazy.
Did it? Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Mhm.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, then
Go
we
Pats!
then we had the Ravens absolutely destroying the Detroit Lions.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think this is a game where we need to not overreact.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I
You're doing
want
this
to
very calmly.
overreact because I said, I believe specifically last week, Lions don't burn me, and they burned me. They
They
burned
did.
me good.
They burned you
They
real
burned me
good.
good.
It birded you.
This Lamar
I-
Jackson carried my fantasy team. Thank you, Lamar Jackson.
predicted this. I said that this is the game that the Lions should win and the Ravens should lose, but it won't happen because the universe is based around me being sad. So I needed some kind of happiness to counteract that. So I picked them. I look, regardless of who you thought was going to win or lose, the Ravens are not this good and the Lions are not that bad. Like
Yeah.
we know that. Like we even after this
Yeah.
game, we know that to be a fact.
Mm.
And the Ravens have lost to remarkably worse teams, and the Lions have beaten remarkably better teams.
You
So
guys get that faint sound of dissension through the course of that explanation?
I did, and I could not disagree with it more. That's why I was talking over it.
To me,
Um,
this felt like a game the Ravens felt like they were getting talked about. Like the Lions will just shit on them, and the Lions were like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we're feeling pretty good." And then I think the Lions kind of came out flat and unprepared, and the Ravens showed up
Well,
like ready to go crazy.
the commentators made an interesting point, and I feel like it's probably true. Where they were like, Lamar Jackson has like a fucking 12-2 record against NFC teams or something like that. Some insane
Mhm.
statistic. And they were like, well, yeah, I think that what ends up happening is, these NFC teams are just not used to playing a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, like he can, run and do all this stuff that they're not ready for. And he comes in and they're just surprised by it. And this was like on the first drive, like nothing had happened yet. And then the next like 3 drives proceeded to happen where the Lions had no fucking answer for Lamar Jackson. Like it was like, oh wow, dude, that commentator was just exactly right. The Lions were well unprepared for this game.
But they've played superstars like Justin Fields. You know, they should have been ready.
I think what's more confusing is what happened to the Lions offense. I don't understand how it just couldn't score any points.
That really was the crazy thing, which was like, then they ended up getting like 102 yards from Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs 68 yards and a touchdown. Like Goff threw
They
it
didn't start-
53 times.
They didn't start targeting Brown until like the third quarter, it felt like. They took forever to get him involved and then finally started feeding him like crazy, but it was
Yeah.
way too late. And then also really didn't get much done either.
I remember I tuned in and I saw Jared Goff throw it into the end zone and get picked off, and I was like, "Well, yep, that's not a good sign."
Yeah, the Lions also failed to convert 4 fourth downs out of the 6 they
Yeah.
tried. So yeah, there was just a lot of. I mean, this is the other side of the Dan Campbell coin. Like you go for it on 4th down all the time. You don't make it, then game gets
And then
bad real
people
quick.
like Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson quick to take advantage of that.
Yep.
So I want to interject and just simply say
hmm
that I think the Ravens are actually good.
Nope.
Yeah, and I would like to posit that perhaps being in your division, you might have a little bit of a bias against them.
They almost lost to
Ooh.
the Titans.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
lost to Gardner Minshew and the Colts.
yeah. Well, that's true, but I mean, I don't know.
They
I
lost to the Steelers. Now you want to talk about bad teams?
well, they only lost twice this year, so
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say
know.
that's when is that other loss coming from? Yeah, they beat the Titans.
Oh, I said they almost lost to the Titans.
Oh, I almost lost that.
Oh, but that's fair. Yeah. But I mean, still, I don't know.
I just remember we all like that was last week. We all came out of that Titans Ravens game going like, wow, yeah, these teams kind of stink. Like we were all saying that, and one game. I'm telling you, is what I mean. People like one game happens, and suddenly people are like, wow, this team. Like I just know that fucking Dan Hansis' new guy Ed Nettie is gonna fucking come out and put the Ravens at like number 3 in the fucking power rankings, and it's like, no, shut up, don't do that. Like it doesn't make sense.
That's him calling right now.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying. I think Lamar Jackson is on pace potentially to have his best year. He might end up top 10 in passing passing stats, and then also the best runner. So
Lamar's doing very good. That's like inarguable.
I think
he's having a really good year.
I think they're a top 10 team. I don't think they're a top 5 team, but I'd say they're a top 10 team.
Yeah,
but their defense is good.
Mm-hmm. And their offense looks very good this year. Like it looks more balanced this year.
Mark Andrews was hurt at the start of the year too. I think he's healthy now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a big factor.
I'm just saying.
I think they'll be they'll be all right. I think they might win the division at this point. It's looking like it.
Yeah.
Doors open for him.
But we'll see. That shit's wild.
Yeah.
It is also the Ravens. I've seen them, we've seen them choke many a times, but well, I don't know. I think it was just this is a weird game, and I don't think it is very, I think the Ravens look better than they were. I think the Lions look worse, but I do think they're both good teams still.
Who cares? It's time for Geno season, baby.
Geno season.
Pump the brakes on Geno.
I will not. It is Geno season from here till the end of time.
Geno, 18 of 24, 219, 2 TDs and a pick.
Geno.
Kenneth Walker ran for 105. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, the Joshua Dobbs, 19 of 33 for 146. Not great.
Not Geno.
Thank you.
Yep.
And this was, I picked the Cardinals. I don't know why I picked the Cardinals.
Inexplicable.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I picked the Seahawks. Okay, never mind.
Oh, hey, look at that. Hey, actually, I wanted to point out with this game, and I noticed this mainly because he's been riding my bench on my fantasy team. But JSN, their rookie wide receiver, had a pretty good day. He had his first touchdown, and I think his first touchdown, and
leading receiver for the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, yeah, not by much, but he was. Yeah,
he had
technically
Jake Bobo.
Yeah.
Jake Bobo with an insane touchdown catch this game.
Oh yeah, I actually did see that.
That was ridiculous.
That was
wild. Right. Yeah. Yes.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, but his name's Jake Bobo. I kind of wish his name was like Bobo. That'd be
Bobo.
Full name Jackson Bobo, actually.
Dude, then they got 2 Jacksons.
He's an undrafted free agent.
Wow. Yeah.
Why undrafted rookie, actually.
Undrafted rookie. Damn.
Yeah.
That's honestly the Seahawks thing. They'll just just find these dudes.
It's like the football thing, man. Like,
yeah.
I know that NFL scouting is really hard, but like, it's crazy how you'll have like, not even first round, but like number 1 picks and shit like that who are just like average and sometimes bad. And then they'll be like, yeah, this guy was a mechanic in like Omaha, and we picked him up off the street, and he's now the leading receiver in the league. It's like, I don't know. NFL
Kurt
scouts,
Warner.
You got to do better.
Warner.
Like,
Kurt Warner was bagging groceries, and then they called him up, and he won the Super Bowl.
And then they made a movie about it.
Yeah.
Right? Did they actually?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Last year.
Yeah.
Or maybe this year. Was it this year or last year?
Oh, it was a good story.
Yeah. I mean, he ended up being good for a long time too. It wasn't just like a 1-year
thing.
Yeah, went to another Super Bowl, which went a little bit worse that time.
Yeah.
He also does announcing on the radio for the Sunday night games. Yep. So the Seahawks also turned it over 3 times, and they still won by 10.
They have a red zone problem still too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are struggling in the red zone.
I think they're
so
having
is everybody.
Yeah,
but
a lot of people.
Yeah.
In fact, I like that one article was breaking down like why offenses are struggling kind of all over now, and it's because like defenses are just playing zone, It's just there's a lot of different factors. People are getting used to how offenses play, and so pretty much the main way to score is just be better, or just like out scheme, which a lot of coaches are not going to be able to out scheme, essentially.
And here, actually, I want to bring this topic conversation back up a little bit.
We fucking mind-flooded me with that. Switching words halfway through was not good for my brain. And then switching back after.
Noted. I'll remember how to manipulate your brain from now on. No. So offense is down this year, just in general. Although I think last week was pretty decent for offense in general. But
unless you were the Commanders,
right?
And the Lions.
But so what about the QB sneak tush push?
Oh, the tush
you guys
push?
still want it banned? Because I mean that's the thing, right? Offense isn't doing so hotty anyway.
I said this on my stream earlier. I don't care who's good with it. I don't care who's bad with it. It's not a fun play. It's boring.
It's not a fun play, and it's also kind of a risky play in terms of like injury. So
that's true. Yeah,
I think they should just get rid of it. Just go if you want to sneak it, just sneak it like they used to. Like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm actually in the position. I don't even like the QB sneak at all, really. Even tush push or no tush push. Like, I don't think the QB sneak should be banned entirely. I just like there's a reason the center can't just grab the ball and push forward, right? Like you would never be able to stop a sneak if the center could just lunge above or below the dude in front of him.
Yeah.
You'd always get the first down. And that's basically what the quarterback is doing. Like, he's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to just lean forward and be done with it. So the concept of the play, tush pushed or not, I don't like it. So
I'm also not a big QB sneak fan, but I don't mind the older version, but I still am like...
So I do agree, but then at the same time, I still kind of like the QB sneak. Like, I think it's I think it's kind of fun, even though like I agree with all the points that you just made, that it's easy to execute, it's basically guaranteed, and there's really not much going on. I still kind of dig it. I don't know. And also, like I said, it gives teams more incentive for going for it on 4th and short.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're in the. I mean, remember, I am a big proponent of going for it more often. But I don't like the play.
Well, did you like the Steelers winning against the Rams?
I
called it.
This team is 4-2. Inexplicably.
Every time I see like a team or everybody pick the Rams, I just remember Sinvicta being like, "I will never trust the Rams ever again."
If you would have asked me like, where do you think the Steelers will be at this point of the season? I would have probably said like 4-2 or 5-1. This was my optimistic, early but preseason version of me. And then here we are. I want to die, but we're 4-2 anyway. We should not be. We should have lost to the Ravens. We probably should have lost this game too. Like, you guys think magic exists? No. It's voodoo magic, and it's Mike Tomlin who wields it. Like, Cooper Kupp just like at the start of this game just started dropping passes. Cooper Kupp was dropping passes. That's not normal. What did he do? How did he gain this power? And can I have it?
Dude, you know who wasn't dropping shit though was Puka Nacua, who has passed the rookie evaluation and has just straight up become a baller. This kid is good. Holy shit.
Insane.
Like fucking toe taps on the sidelines, wide open on so many routes. Holy
hold
shit.
on, there's a reason he was wide open, Bear. I'm not want to burst your bubble, but let me see if I can find this.
Multiple routes though. I'm talking about all day, man.
No. There's another factor that you're not comparing. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. Joey Porter Jr. against Puka Nacua, 3 targets, 0 catches allowed. And then I think it was versus the entire rest of those yards. Levi Wallace, who is just terrible. Levi Wallace is terrible. like Joey Porter is very good, and it pissed me off. The commentators like zoomed in, and Joey Porter like missed a tackle, and they were like, "That's why they're not playing Joey Porter. I mean, he's a great, his covering's great, but he has a tackling issue, brother. The whole fucking team has a tackling issue. No one on this team can tackle. Like most corners and safeties can't fucking tackle in general in this whole league. Like he is extremely good. He is a shutdown corner who I don't care if he can't tackle. If they don't get the ball out to the dude in the first place, he doesn't need to tackle. Like he's insane. Like and yet we still trot out fucking Levi Wallace. It's just ridiculous. Oh yeah. Okay. Joey Porter played 53 snaps against the Rams. Levi Wallace 49. Porter had 3 targets against him, 0 receptions. And Levi Wallace had 4 receptions on 5 targets for 104 yards and a touchdown.
Oof.
Yeah.
The first bit of information I get when I Google the guy is a local Steelers blog posting. This is proof that Levi Wallace is unplayable.
It's a nightmare. We drafted his replacement and we still play him. I don't get it, man.
I mean, but you're 4-2.
But 4-2. It doesn't make any fucking sense, dude.
It's a
Mike
painful
Tomlin.
4-2.
It's
Mike
voodoo magic.
Tomlin,
I mean, look at this fucking game. Like, we did nothing for the first half. We had 1 field goal. Like, my God bless our kicker, Chris Boswell. God bless him. He's not missed this year yet. And he doesn't miss long field goals.
Yeah, that's a curse. You just jinxed it.
Don't care. Do not care. If he misses a game-winning field goal this week, you guys can tell me it's a curse.
Right.
But I'm just saying that he
It can happen now. You
It
just cemented it by making it a specific scenario.
I said this earlier, not on the podcast, but the only reason people don't talk about Chris Boswell more is because he has to go up against Justin Tucker. Chris Boswell is like the number 2 kicker in the league. He is super fucking accurate and clutch. Like, he had so many game-winning field goals the last few years. He is very good. So that's sick. But anyway, nothing the first half. No offense. Matt Canada special. Here we go again. And then guess what happens? Fucking TJ Watt does his little TJ Watt shit, which I fucking love. But the fact that we need it every game, he trots out and then fucking just gets an interception, basically a pick 6, takes it down to like the 5-yard line. And we score a touchdown off of that. And then we have the momentum the rest of the game. The Rams, they try to go down the field. Brett Maher misses a field goal. So we get great field position. We score on that drive too. We really only had 1 good drive this game, which I'll give credit. We, Pickett threw the ball well to Pickens mainly. And Deontay Johnson is back, who's also still good, which is great. And they're like, man, like, it's frustrating because the pieces are there. These are all good players. We should not be scoring 3 points in an entire half with these players. It shouldn't be happening, but we're winning. So it's like you can't complain because you're winning. But we're not gonna keep winning.
We'll see.
Can I just say that I feel like if the Packers would have drafted TJ Watt instead of Kevin King, we probably could have won another Super Bowl or 2. It bothers me.
I mean, it would bother me too.
Yeah.
You're talking about one of the greatest defensive players of all time, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
instead
I remember when he was
Kevin King.
I remember when he was first coming out, people were like, "Yeah, well, he's no JJ, but."
Now he's on pace to be like better than JJ.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He's still got a long way to go. But
and everybody wanted him because he's from Wisconsin. So they're like, dude, Packer guy coming in Wisconsin. Then they're just like, let's trade back into the second round.
And then we also have the other Wisconsin guy, Nick Herbig, who got his first sack this game as well. Yeah, the Steelers line is defensive line, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to be sure. It's nutty. It's a nutty, scary line that I'm surprised doesn't have more sacks as it is.
By the way, Puka Nacua, now one of 3 receivers to be over 700 yards this year, joining Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown.
That's wild.
He's doing with this with a healthy Cooper Cup in the mix now, man.
Yep.
Like, I know coverage is aside. Like, this kid is.
That's why I thought we were going to lose this game. I was like, this receiver core is insane.
Yeah.
And we keep trotting out Levi fucking Wallace. I guess reason we won is we made Joey Porter actually play a good chunk of the game, and that saved us.
as Rob continues to mention too, they also have Tutu Atwell, who is
Right.
probably a number 2 receiver on a few teams.
Yeah, no, I mean he scored a touchdown in this game. It was a nice little. It was the only catch that he made was a, 31-yard touchdown.
Why do the Rams lose? Is the question.
Voodoo
Yeah,
Magic. If they had played anyone else, they'd probably win. It's Voodoo Magic. I'm telling you, it just
Matt
is.
Stafford was 14 of 29, 231, 1 TD, 1 pick. So not great, below 50% or right at 50% accuracy around there. So that's not the greatest, but
just below. Yeah,
just below.
yeah. And the I will say also to bring up an earlier point, Puka Nacua, 5th round pick. Wasn't undrafted, but I mean, hey, 5th round, he made it to every team had 4 other opportunities to pick him and didn't. And
You never know who's going to be the guy. It could even be the last pick of the draft.
This is not the week to be bringing that up, man. We'll get to that, but yeah, I mean, this is why you shouldn't trade away all your like 5th and 6th round draft picks. There's gems in there, like every so often.
I still firmly believe. I think I've said this on the podcast before, but like I think almost every single player that makes it to the NFL could be a star player if they were given the support and training and whatever that a lot of those star players end up getting. It is like rare that late round guys end up being like superstars, and I think that's largely to do with like it's so much harder to be really good that way because you have to fight to even get a roster spot.
Yeah.
Let alone like Brock Purdy, for instance, he was like 3rd string or whatever, and he only happened to get a chance because of injury.
It's like they're not like preparing them. Like it feels like
Yeah.
It legit feels.
They don't have
like,
enough staff.
I don't know if you guys have the same experience, but it's like going from elementary school to middle school. Like that jump in like environment, at least for me, was like whiplash. Like elementary school, you're like having friends, like everything's all buddy. Oh, it's art day today. Oh, we're gonna have a science fair today. Oh yeah. Middle school, okay, shit stains. All right, sit the fuck down. You got 7,000 papers to write. Here's your locker. Here's textbooks the size of your truck. Like, okay, I'll fucking be depressed now. So this is what depression's like. Yeah, it has to be similar to that, I would think.
I mean,
well. Speaking of depression, the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers.
Man, I can't believe anyone picked the Chargers this game.
Yeah. To be fair, it looked pretty close for a bit. It was like a shootout, and then the Chargers just stopped shooting out. So this, Chiefs, I think looking at the stat sheet here, I would say that Travis Kelce's 179 yards and a touchdown probably made a pretty big difference.
I think it might have had an impact this game, Coach.
What is
Maybe
the thing that allows him to be open all the time? Like, why don't other
just
tight
the
ends do
monster.
that? Like,
it's the Gronk effect too.
It's probably
should
because
try
he got a
to-
kiss from Taylor Swift after the game.
I'm just saying, like, what's he doing? Like, do that. Go get open all the time.
Yeah.
Like, just clearly you can do it. Like, he does it against all teams. He just is open. Like, all the other tight ends in the league are doing something wrong.
He has in Mahomes, obviously, first of all, like their connection having played together for so long is very beneficial. But beyond that, Mahomes has a unique ability to make very quick decisions and make like fucking shovel trick underhand passes out of nowhere that other quarterbacks can't do that, or at least they can't do it as well as he can.
I don't think that's where all the yards come from, though. I really like when you watch a Chiefs game.
Kelsey's
it really
also
is
just great after the catch.
It's literally just Kelsey. Like he's everywhere on the field and he's open. Like, and I'm not saying that as a negative thing. Like clearly he's doing something right.
Well,
I just mean that. Like, I wonder if
there's an Andy Reid effect. Too.
Andy Reid is
Well,
definitely
yeah,
right. No, he lets them do that. Like, what I'm trying to get to is like, I wonder if there's an argument for less rigidity and because a lot of these offenses don't do that. They don't let the players go do random ass shit all the time. But maybe they should when someone's good enough. Like when you have a really good tight end, maybe just go let them fuck around a bit.
Well, I wonder how much of it is like them freestyling it out there, and how much of it is like.
Well, their
option play.
duo is so good that Andy Reid's like, you're allowed to do that. Like you guys have proved you can do that. But I don't know if any other teams even let that happen. Like how.
So I will
like,
say I remember a couple of years ago reading about or watching a video about the Kansas City offense and how it works with specifically Kelsey and Mahomes, and it's not so much that they do whatever, it's more that every route in the playbook for both of them has options on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like every single play there are options that they and because their chemistry is so good, you know, they're reading the same thing when they see it on the field. So and yeah, so I mean that's largely what happens with them. And I don't know, maybe that's like a factor of you just need extremely good chemistry with the player to even do that kind of a thing, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're telling me setting up like 4 go routes on wide receivers and running into those stacked boxes is not what you're supposed to do?
I mean, that's a common thing with a lot of good quarter. Like you had Rodgers, Adams, you had Peyton Manning, had Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Like
and
if you go
Wayne.
back, everybody always has their like favorite receiver, and they always have that kind of crazy connection. Like I remember, I
Brady
listened
had
to,
Welker and Edelman.
Yeah, and Gronk.
and
You know,
Gronk,
Gronk
yeah,
for
probably
years.
Gronk more than anybody. That's probably the
Gronk is the
closest thing, actually.
prototype. Yeah, Gronk is I think the prototype for Kelsey, really.
And so
I
it's
remember when Antonio Brown wasn't fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a magical
or he
time.
was, we just didn't know yet.
Yeah.
But it's like they just know shit about each other, and they like know what each other want. Like it's crazy. Like I remember Adams was just like, yeah, one time Rodgers came up, he's like, you remember that Buffalo play we ran like 7 years ago? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, run that again. Just like random shit like that. You're like, what? They're like nobody, like if you go up to some like other receiver, they don't know, they're gonna be like, what? But you know, it's very rare, which is why when it works very well.
And I think we have seen, you do see it sometimes when that kind of thing goes bad, when like routes have an option and then a QB throws it like
Yeah.
5 yards in the other direction because either the receiver or the QB read the thing wrong or they read a different thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, by the way, we mentioned Bill Belichick getting to win 300 earlier, but Andy Reid is right behind him at 253 and fourth.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's actually pretty. He's the pretty much 4th winningest coach of all time. So I would say that does help quite a bit as well.
I did
No,
not
Andy
know that.
Reid.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Andy Reid will. I mean, I don't know how much longer he's going to coach, though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
How old is he? Because
It's a
I
good
think
pick.
he's reasonably
60s?
young. Yeah, he's 65, so I don't know. Like with a lot of how these, like, look at Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's like in his
He's like
70s.
72. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
So, I mean,
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they keep winning, they'll
yeah.
have fun
Yeah.
coaching.
6-1.
Yeah, I feel like if he hit a like Belichick Patriots type thing where they just started losing, he'd probably just be like, all right, I'm out. Like, I don't think he'd stick around.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. He also he was with the Eagles for years, and you know, he was great there too. Although they never won. Never won
They always
anything.
got
to note.
close, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
The-
god! Sorry, I
Mm.
I googled Andy Reid, and the first 2 like people who ask searches are so wildly, insanely different. It's like whiplash. The first one is, "What did Andy Reid say about Taylor Swift?" Quirky, it's so funny. Next one, "How many sons has Andy Reid lost?"
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Which I
Oh my
clicked on it.
God.
Apparently, it's very sad, and I'm sorry, Andy Reid. That's incredibly
Yeah.
sad. But
I knew he
Yeah.
lost
My
one
God.
son, but yeah, I didn't know he lost multiple sons. That's
what a just an insane question to
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
into
Yeah, the
Google.
phrasing is so specific to the
Yeah.
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
I mean, in like a darker way, it probably does help him like forget about it and cope, like just being in football and everything, right?
Mm.
So, on the other side, the Chargers are 2-4, which
Yep.
That's
I still
bad.
think they're the best 2-4 team, but they're still 2-4,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, Staley's not keeping his job this year. We gotta
No.
be honest. He's gone. Just
Yeah.
I
gone.
don't know what is the issue with the
I
Chargers.
get mad about it, dude, because we
Yeah.
definitely had this
they're the
conversation
Vikings
before,
of
too.
the. That's why the Vikings Chargers game was so much fun this year. They're the same
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, they really are.
yeah.
They should be good. They never are, and it
They
doesn't
have
make sense.
so many weapons. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Herbert, 17 of 30, 259, 1 TD, 2 ints.
I will say that
Uh,
Herbert has looked worse.
yeah,
this
he's looked
year
worse.
than last year, so
Yeah.
that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Joshua Palmer, 133 yards. Keenan Allen had 55. Joshua Kelly ran 75 and a touchdown. Eckler had 45. Like, and then their defense, you still look at their defense. They got like Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, like Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James Jr. Like, they have all these guys. Eric Kendricks, former Viking.
It makes no fucking sense, man. Like,
Yeah.
they have all the pieces. We keep saying this. They just can't win games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think they'll turn around at some point. But even then, they turn it around. Then they get to the playoffs. And they blow like a 30-point lead to the Jaguars. And they're
Yeah,
gone.
the Phillip Rivers special.
Yeah, they really did just draft. They're like, they drafted Phillip Rivers 2.0 just to like keep the tradition going. Like, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It sucks. Sorry, Chargers fans.
Well, and I'm looking. I was because I
All
have
three of you.
I have Pro Football Reference up right now, right? And I have
Yep.
the passing stats. And I mean, Herbert is still, he's got top 10 stats in basically every category. So it's just, I don't
Pick
know.
him over
It's
so many other quarterbacks. It's just the maybe play for a different team and he'll have more success. at this
Yeah,
point. I don't know
yeah.
what the hell else to do?
I mean, hey, this is why Eli didn't want to play for the Chargers, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, it's gotta turn around, right?
nope.
Doesn't seem like it.
Well, they
Pete
have to play the
Spanos-
Bears next week.
I don't know, man. The Bears are on the different side of the fucking pendulum right
I
now.
still don't
they are-
Yeah.
All right.
I still
It's
don't
fair,
believe.
honestly.
Speaking of not believing,
Speaking of not believing, the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. Boy, am I glad I picked the Broncos this week.
I was telling you, man, it's a great way to leave some kind of.
But we should have won this game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should have won this. This was okay. First off, oh my God. First thing, the first half was some of the worst play calling and offensive execution I've seen from this team, which is saying a lot because I've seen a lot of bad play calling and execution. But here's the thing: like, Jordan Love actually, I thought he looked all right. Some people are still bashing him, mainly because of the last play of the game. But like, he had a 67% completion percentage this game, which is like his best all season. He went 21 to 31, 180, 2 TDs, and then the shitty pick at the end. I guarantee if he makes a good throw at the end of this game and goes in the field or get back to field goal position and we kick the field goal and win, everyone's like, dude, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. But instead, they're just like, he sucks. Get him out of here. Which I hate the doomer reactionary takes or whatever. But like, this was a game that the Broncos are bad. They are not a good team. I laughed because they brought up a thing that said, so what are the teams to start 1-5 and make the playoffs? As if the Broncos are going to make the playoffs. And I was like, that shit out of here. Broncos are not making the playoffs. This was just, first off, AJ Dillon. Okay. Can we stop running up the middle with AJ Dillon? It's the dumbest play call. It has failed numerous times last season and this season. And we just keep doing it. And the only time it like worked was when you play action it because everyone thinks they're going to do the dumbass play call. And then he's wide open on the check down. And then he gets like a 50-yard run. And then you're like, okay. So that's what happened to set the stage here for the end of the game. Okay. Play action, AJ Dillon. He gets down to like the 45. Next play, Love runs for like 3 yards. You're like, okay, we're getting close to field goal range. But wait. Holding.
There's more.
Holding. So then we drop back. Then I don't know what it is, but Love decided, like, they just need to tell him to not throw deep at the end of the game. Like, if you're LaFleur, you sit him down and go, do not throw the ball deep at the end of the game. You can try it early in the game. You can try it in the middle of the game. But at the end of the game, on the final drive, do not throw the ball more than like 20 yards. Like, he just has to say it until you've like proven that like you can do this. Like, don't do that. Because like he had AJ Dillon again in the flat. Like, just throw him the ball again. But instead, it's like he's like, I got to do something. Like, we fell by, it's like 3rd and 20. So, like, you do have to make a big play, but he's just like, he arm punts it at that point. And, like, he doesn't set his feet. The big thing is he's, like, trying to do this shit without setting his feet, which is what makes me hopeful because, like, it's a fixable thing. Like, fixing your footwork and everything. It's not like he's just, like, planting his feet and he's just, like, bouncing around trying to do sidearm shit. And sometimes it works and sometimes it's terrible. It's like, dude, just set your feet. Like, I don't know how honestly, my biggest problem this year has been coaching. Because I'm like, is nobody telling him this? Is nobody coaching this? Is like, our receivers are like bunched up, and then they're like, Love had nowhere to throw there because all the receivers ran into each other. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know what's happening. And then whenever something good happens, they're like, oh, penalty, holding, false start, which, by the way, one of the worst false start calls I think I've seen of the year. Our center literally put his head down. You know how they like look forward with the ball and then they put their head down to like snap it? They called that a false start. And then he literally did it the next play and for the rest of the game, and it wasn't a false start. I was like, what? So that was stupid. And then really just, this was like the Broncos game to lose. Our field goal kicker, this is what I was going to bring up. Our field goal kickers made every field goal kick this year. And the announcers for this game were like, he missed 0 kicks this year. He's made every kick pregame. He didn't even miss a single kick the entire pregame. Guess what he did? He missed it.
No, coach.
Yep. And so then another thing Apollo mentioned earlier, which was we get down, it's like 4th and 2. We're at like their 13-yard line. We're feeling good. And I'm like, guys, this is like, just keep going. We're the offense is actually working. Let's go. Let's keep driving. And that's when LaFleur is like, yeah, kicked a field goal. And then he missed it. And I was like, holy shit. I'm going to, and then later in the game, he decides not to do it. And we score a touchdown off a crazy bounce, but still Dobbs should have caught that. It's just, this team is just, the offense is a series of errors. It's just penalties. It's just running the wrong routes. It's like Love not setting his feet. It's like nobody's helping each other. Like whenever Love looks good, somebody drops the pass. Whenever Love looks bad, like somebody runs the right, then it's just like penalties happen. It's insane. But here's the thing. It's actually still kind of better than last year. Funnily enough. Which might blow people's minds. Like, didn't you have Aaron Rodgers last year? Last year was the worst Packer offense I've ever watched. It was Aaron Rodgers versus Matt LaFleur. Aaron Rodgers yelling at the young receivers, which, by the way, this year, he would have been losing his mind. He was like literally just screaming at them last year, like, run the fuck. Then he goes on like the podcast or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, talking to Christian last year, they threw him the ball once and then throw him a couple more, really got the kid in there. And I was like, you were screaming at him. What are you talking about? He was literally like screaming. There's literally the Lions game, dude. Just go watch that GIF. Him screaming in his helmet. It was the angriest I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers, like having to deal with these young receivers. And then everyone was just like, well, we'll see. And I'm like, how can you judge Jordan Love when even Aaron Rodgers was like losing his mind in this offense? Like, like you think he's going to do, like, I don't know. So that's why I'm still hopeful on Jordan Love. I don't think he's that bad. Listen, I'm not saying he's like a Hall of Famer. I think he can be like a top, like 10 to 15 quarterback still. If he's gets his mechanics right, whatever. I think he can be okay. I don't think he's like terrible still. I think the LaFleur play calling's terrible. His decision making's terrible. I don't know what he's doing. We looked like fine in the start of the season, and we came back against the Saints, which, it's the Saints, but still, they're not terrible. We came back, the Falcons, we were up, and then the defense shit themselves. So it's like, they've got the potential to do it. It's just a matter of like doing this dumb shit, like holding, false start, penalties, dropping easy passes and shit, and then like bombing the ball downfield at the end of the game. Like,
You guys are 2 interceptions away from being 4-2.
yeah, like literally, if the defense holds against the Falcons at the end of the game and doesn't give up a giant ass lead for no reason, they actually pick off Desmond Ridder and don't drop the ball. And then the Raiders, if we just don't bomb it, if he just like runs that ball, like we have a chance there. And then this one, if we just like don't get a holding call, we probably kick the field goal. Well, he might miss it still, but we're in position to it. Like, it's not like we've been getting blown out or something. Like, the worst loss, I think, is still the Lions one. And even that game, we almost came back, and then dumbass jumped the field goal line when we had a shot to tie it. Either way, it's frustrating because of all the young team shit that's going on, but it's, listen, I didn't expect to do anything crazy this year anyway, so as long as we win at least a couple more games and look like we're progressing, I'll be fine. And that is my Packer rant. Also, the Broncos suck.
Amen.
Yeah.
The Broncos are really bad. They got to the red zone 3 times early in the game, and they came out with 3 field goals because they just like don't know what to do. Russell Wilson looks old. He doesn't look like he used to. I don't know what happened. Sean Payton isn't doing anything. They're just, it's not good. So I mean, it's cool.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Yep, it sure was.
And that was a 19-17 game.
Yep. It was indeed. Then
Speaking of 17 points,
yep. Then we had the Eagles and the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad at myself for not picking the Eagles. In my head, even when this game started, I was like, the Eagles are going to win this. Why did I pick the Dolphins?
Yeah, especially in Philadelphia too.
What did I pick?
We all picked the Dolphins.
What the hell is wrong with me?
AJ Brown had 137 yards and a touchdown. Goddard had 77 and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift ran for 62. Jalen Hurts 279, 2 TDs, a pick. He also ran for a touchdown. And the Eagles defense is actually very good. It's a very good defense. The Dolphins, on the other hand, Tua went 23 of 32 for 216, 1 TD, 1 pick. They struggled to run the ball. Tyreek Hill had 88 yards and a touchdown, which is actually a bad game for him. And everybody else, I know Waddle got hurt at some point too.
Yes.
Also, we didn't have any Chase Claypool sightings. So
Yeah.
He actively makes teams worse.
he does. And that was really it. Like the Eagles
was
just
a
kind of
Very bad
dominated it.
penalty in this game. Too,
Oh, there
or the
was- there
lack
was-
of
that's true.
penalty.
Yeah, there was some more
the
terrible
face mask.
referee calls. Yeah, the missed face mask. Which I don't know how you missed that face mask. It was pretty clear as day.
That's one. They gotta have a rule where if it's so blatant, there needs to be like a blatancy rule, and
Yeah.
it's like if the foul is so obvious that everyone sees it, like just throw the flag after the fact. Like New York
Yeah.
should. Like how easy would have been for New York to look at their 7 different angles and just within 10 seconds be like, that's penalty.
Yeah.
You could do that. In fact, they probably could do that anytime they want because they act like they can just kind of do anything. So they
Yep.
probably could. Also, 10 penalties for the Dolphins, and the Eagles had 0.
That's not a
0
good
penalties.
I mean,
That
coincidences exist, but that's
They had to.
you're
there's
telling
be
me
at least
Eagles
one.
didn't
Well, there
hold
was
a
one.
single
The
time.
face mask.
Yeah, they didn't hold a single time. They didn't illegal contact a single time. They didn't
Yeah.
really none of that. No,
Yeah.
no blocks in the back on punt returns. No, really none of that. Like 0.
Yeah, that's. I don't know about that one, but
This was, by the way, a battle of the Alabama QBs.
Oh, yeah,
We didn't
that's right.
mention that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
former
'cause they-
teammates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they played. They were competing for the same job.
Yeah, I remember. And now I think Alabama actually doesn't really have good quarterbacks right now, so that's kind of fun.
They never did until these guys, for whatever reason.
Yeah, actually, Mac Jones was Alabama, wasn't he?
You told
Yeah.
me AJ McCarron wasn't a good quarterback.
AJ McCarron.
Oh man, do you guys remember? Did you guys ever see AJ McCarron's tattoos? I don't want to like dunk on the guy too
No.
hard, but did you have? Oh man, really? You should just Google AJ McCarron tattoos.
All
It
right.
is. They're
Googling.
Oh,
Those,
wow.
yeah, that's huh.
That is something.
That's almost indescribable.
yeah.
In
yeah.
fact, I would say it's indescribable.
Mhm.
You really do just have to Google it for yourself to experience.
Yeah.
You should, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, boy.
interesting. It's an interesting time.
Yep. And it appears he's expanded on it as well.
Yes,
over
yeah,
time.
no, it's only grown. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that. I'm actually happy because I was able to pick up Devin Achane off the waiver wire with my top waiver thing. So I got him
Ah.
stashed away in the IR. And then he'll come back, and then I'll actually have a good running back to throw in there as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
I made a waiver claim today. I can't wait for it to be in my list of denied waiver claims. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
That'll
Well,
be good.
hold on. Let's see. Where are you in the well, yeah, your waiver position is 9, so you're in a That's not
It's
great.
fine. Again,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice if, when your entire team gets injured that you might get, pushed up the list. But
No,
they
no,
don't
no,
care
no,
about
no.
that. They don't care about that.
Well, I think it rotates week to week is how it works. But I
No,
don't
it's
know.
dependent on when you last made a waiver claim.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. If you make one, you go to the bottom of the list.
Yep.
I see.
So, Vikings 49ers.
Well,
Yeah.
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 yeah. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say that my Brock Purdy narrative is looking so much better these last 2 weeks, but
I mean,
man, is it looking so much better.
he's a young guy. It's still
He's a
still
young
his
guy.
first year.
I'm just saying, like system quarterback. I'm just saying.
He's had 2 losses.
Yeah,
I mean, I
but
think he's
in both
still-
of them, it was kind of his fault at the end. He had 2 bad interceptions this game at the end.
There were some bad interceptions. I will say, I don't think he's like an MVP candidate. Some people were like, Brock Purdy MVP. Like, I don't think
Yep,
he's
that was pissing me off. I'm glad that
Yeah.
shut the hell up now.
But he is a very good quarterback still, I think. I don't think
Yeah,
he's
I
bad.
think so.
Very good is just an interesting way to put it. I'm just saying.
I think he is. Again, like I think he's had. These are his first 2 losses since what, high school? I think, right? Or
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
And this, he's still. This is still what, his 18th or 19th game or something.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
they go to play the Bengals this week, which should be a very good game.
That should be a good game, actually.
that should be a good game. Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think what really is the issue is that in all of these games, Brock Purdy has been in the lead by a lot, and there's never been a lot of risk and stakes in his
Yeah.
play. And in both of these games, we got to see what he looks like when the game's on the line in the fourth quarter, and it's not great.
Yeah.
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 Like
it was-
Kenny Pickett, exact opposite. Whole game, kind of dog shit. When the game's on the line, though, my man delivers.
Dude, if we combine all our quarterbacks, because Jordan Love, he's great in like the second and third quarter. So like if we
Mike-
just, with our powers combined, we can
Mike-
defeat Patrick Mahomes.
My QB can throw over them mountains.
Yeah.
Actually, on the other side of the ball too, I will be accepting Crendor's apologies on Kirk Cousins being a top 5 QB in the NFL this year.
He's not top
so
5.
far. He is top 5
He's
in
top
basically
10.
every
I
category.
don't think he's top 5.
He's top 5 in yards. He's number 1.
All right,
well, actually,
if you go to the
he's
statistics,
yeah.
but
he's not top 5 in my heart, so I think that carries some water. No,
he's
yeah,
also thrown 280 times, which is the most in the league. So you're gonna get your stats up there if you're throwing that.
well,
much.
he's got the number 2 yards. He's got the most touchdowns. He's number 5 in touchdown percentage. Number 9 in int percentage. His NEA is number 6.
That's
he's
a
a top.
stat.
Yeah,
I'm on your
Not-
side, and that's a
not
made-up
enough
stat.
attitude. He's
That's-
ranked 9th in that.
That is adjusted net yards per pass attempt. So
Adjust
it's-
these net yards.
I was gonna say that. Oh my god!
He's also number 2 in fumbles with 7.
Yeah, well, that's been a problem with him for many years, but
I
that's,
agree with you that Kirk Cousins is good. I feel
Yes.
like I've never not really been
Yeah.
on that. I feel like I've been on against a lot of QBs. I don't think I've been against Kirk Cousins that much.
I spent many years on this podcast defending Kirk Cousins.
You know what?
Well, no,
Even at this point,
if
I
there's
would
anyone
take-
I go after, it's Derek Carr, and then you defend him, and I go, "You're dumb."
I
Kirk
will
Cousins
also
less
defend
so.
him because I think that in the future he could be a Kirk Cousins type player. So
If your
the
ceiling is
future.
Kirk Cousins,
Derek Carr is like
This is a top
34
5
years
QB.
old.
no, I know. I'm just. I also, yeah, the Derek Carr is not. He's never going to be good, Rob. It's over for him. It's over. Some might say.
I disagree, but also Kirk Cousins, I'm just saying, he's one of the best QBs in the league right now. He's up there with everyone else that is a big name.
Anyway, screw Kirk Cousins. Jordan Addison. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, I
Vikings were
said
like,
it's-
we lost our JJ, and they were like, could I interest you in JA?
It is straight up Vikings. Like it's what the Vikings do. You have to get 2 star receivers at all times. It's like they
Yeah.
had Randy Moss and they had Chris Carter. Then they get Justin Jefferson and then they had Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Then they had
Right.
Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, and now they have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Like it's what they do.
And TJ Hawkinson, slip him in there too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
he had a
tight
good
end.
day.
Don't look now. Vikings are 3-4. Lions just lost this
They are
week.
3-4. I will say, I did think the Vikings were going to start winning. I didn't think they'd beat the 49ers, but because a lot of their losses were because of how many turnovers they had. They did play the Eagles, right, which is a tough one. They played the Chargers till the end. Like if the Chargers goof it in Chargers fashion, the Vikings are 4-3 right now. So I don't think the Vikings
also have a very friendly schedule coming up over the next 5 games or
well,
so.
they get to play the rest of the NFC North. So
Right.
that's big.
Right, yeah.
Bears,
and the NFC South.
Broncos, Saints, Bears again.
Or the AFC East or whatever, or what? AFC. I can't. math
NFC
words.
East.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
NFC South. No, I fucked it up too.
yeah.
I think it's the KFC bucket.
Hey,
Yep. But yeah, I mean, this is
This podcast is sponsored by KFC.
I wish.
Legally,
we keep
it is
forgetting to
not.
mention
It
this.
is not. Yeah, it's
Uh,
parody law, parody law.
this is actually a big win for the Vikings. I don't even like the Vikings, but this is a good win for them. And listen, again, Kirk Cousins, okay? I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's top 5. I'd say he's like 5 to 10 range. So,
Well, that may be true. It may shake out to be that way at the end of the year, but I'm just saying he's top 5 right now.
all right. Okay.
And he lost his star receiver.
He did lose a star receiver. That is true. But now looking at it, now it's like just the other week we were like, man, who can beat the 49ers? And now it's kind
Who
of like
can't?
now the Eagles have kind of solidified themselves as the number 1 team. And then you got 49ers, Lions probably right behind them. And then after that, it's kind of a shit show to be. You got Cowboys, Seahawks, Vikings, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints.
I feel like the
Rams.
Seahawks and the Cowboys are really the only ones that have
Yeah.
leeway here. It's everyone else.
Yeah, it's kind of bleh. But those are the games of the week. So,
Hey, one quick thing.
mhm.
Usually the Super Bowl winning team has a bad year.
Yep.
Chiefs aren't having a bad year.
I won't
No.
bet.
It's
Yeah.
Taylor
Nor
Swift,
are the
dude.
Eagles.
Yeah, it's the Taylor Swift
Taylor
effect.
Swift. She's
Has she
broken
been back
the
to the games yet? Or
Yeah,
is
she was
that
there last
like-
week.
Yeah, you can't miss her, man.
Can't miss her.
Yeah, right.
So now we have the power ranking.
I can tell you right now, these rankings are gonna piss me off.
Oh, they sure are. So here we go. Ed, and Eddie's big time
Ed.
power rankings from NFL.com, the Bible of the internet power rankings. Apollo, would you like to take a guess at who's in the top 5?
Is it the Ravens?
They are in the top 5.
I'm gonna end my life. Legally, I'm not.
Rob?
I will take the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep, Bear.
Give me the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep, Apollo.
Oh shit, there's other teams, huh?
Yep.
This gets a little bit harder. Do you think? I wonder if the Lions are still there. I wonder
Could
if the give me the Dolphins.
Dolphins, yep, one more.
Okay.
He said the Dalala Dolphins.
That's
true. He did say
the
different
Dalala
thing,
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Rob.
I will still go with the San Francisco 49ers.
It is correct. You've gotten
right.
it. 5 teams, and they're all the ones you picked. It is Chiefs, Eagles, 49ers, Ravens, Dolphins.
Thank you, Ed Harris.
Yep. Then my guys. Sorry, I clicked on the NFL Reddit tab and it said top 10 plays of the week by win probability, and it showed the Packers getting their giant chunky yards and going up like 40% in the win probability. It's great.
Good little reminder.
Great. Thinnest dinks.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 thin dinks this week.
Oh.
Everybody throw out your thin ding picks.
Patriots, Ravens.
Let's go Ravens. Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet. And then I'm gonna say Vikings.
Okay.
I will also say Ravens, and then I will say the
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Cowboys.
They did not even play this week, Rob.
They didn't play, but that doesn't mean that they didn't win.
Doesn't
Fair
disqualify them.
Well, everybody is wrong.
Hey.
It is
Oh,
the
wow.
Falcons going up
shit.
6
Oh,
The
and
one I was gonna say.
the Steelers going
No.
up 6.
no, Ed, stop overreacting. Ed, chill out, brother.
King
Brother man.
Edward.
Well, we should thank him for not overreacting about the Ravens, apparently.
Well, now we got a big fat old doink.
Results oriented. It's the Bills.
Other doinks? Anybody?
I'm going to say.
we have like
geez.
old train villain Rob today.
I do have a lady tied up on some train tracks right now, and for legal reasons, that's not true.
Well, can you ask her what she thinks the fattest doink is?
Give her no further context.
Well, I think the fattest doink is the
look out, a train!
oh no!
Well,
The slowest train ever, apparently.
all right, I guess Rob now has to give us his fattest doink.
Yes. Well, gentlemen, I believe the fattest doink to be the Buffalo Bills.
Thanks, Mr. Walken.
Took you 2 minutes to agree with me.
Yep. Bear.
Give me the Chargers.
It is the Chargers.
Ah!
You got it.
Really?
Falling 8 spots.
Why?
They are 2 and 4 now.
They are 2 and 4,
Yeah.
but
I guess, but I
it's
don't know.
still, I think they're better than that.
Yeah,
They are.
I will. I don't know, man. I feel like I want Dan Hanses back. Maybe we didn't know
Yeah.
what we had. I disagree with Dan a lot, but
Yeah, I'm not feeling Eddie Murphy
Ed
right now.
Edholm's making some crazy decisions.
Yep.
Let's go play a love mix on a boombox outside of his deck window.
Come back. As the Chiefs move back into the top spot, they have now spent 63 of 80 weeks in the top 5 and 19 weeks at number 1 over the last 5 years, the most of any
Damn.
team. But which
Yeah.
team has the second most appearances in the top 5?
Ooh, over the
In the
last
last how many years?
5
5
years.
years. We'll go anybody. Throw it out there.
Let's say Eagles, probably.
No,
They're a lot.
They were not good until recently. 5 years, man. That's actually difficult.
I'm gonna
Give-
say the Bills.
Give me
Okay.
the Cowboys.
It is the Green Bay Packers appearing in the top 5 39 times. However, the Bills were 36,
Okay.
49ers 32, and Ravens 31.
Oh, right. The over reliance on the Ravens. Yeah.
The 49ers have the second most number 1 appearances with 11.
Sure.
Yeah.
With the Steelers being the thinnest dink of the week, all 4 AFC North teams are now ranked in the top 15, but there is one division with 0 teams in the top 15. Name that division.
NFC South.
Yep, you got it. The NFC
Yeah.
South
Yeah.
has no
So
teams.
hard.
It's Buccaneers 17, Saints 19, Panthers 32, and Falcons 16. So actually 16, 17, 19, 32. This week, 4, 1, and 5 teams won their games, but which among them is now ranked the highest? The Bears, the Broncos, the Patriots, or the Giants?
Ooh. The Patriots?
Yeah, I was
would
gonna
be
say
my
probably
guess.
the Pats.
Thinking the Patriots, Bears. Give me the Broncos.
It is the Denver Broncos.
Nice.
Now sitting at 27.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, Ed McMahon.
Yep. On the flip side, 4 teams lost to 1-5 teams this week. Which one doinked fell the furthest as a result of their loss? The Raiders, the Packers, the Bills, or the Commander Hogs?
The Raiders, the Packers,
Probably the
Bills.
Packers.
Yeah,
Probably I'm gonna go with the Bills again.
Yeah, I'll go with the Raiders.
It is the Packers falling 3 spots.
Oh,
The
okay.
Bills fell 2, and the Raiders and Hogs fell
Bills
1.
only fell 2 for that.
Yeah. And those are your NFL.com power ranking, Bible power ranking, power rankings. Ed,
Yeah, I think Ed Gein, he did all right this week.
Yeah,
was
Eddie did all right. Well, there's
Eddie
a
would go.
couple things in there. I don't know, but there you go, Eddie. All right.
Yep.
Power pick'ems.
Pick up.
This was a disaster week.
So
this
bad.
was terrible.
Nightmare week.
Also, our assistant coach of the week is Fees. Fees.
Oh, for this week. Yeah, no.
for this- yeah.
Well, last week was Don the Platypus, who managed to perform the best of all of us
They
at
did.
5 and 9.
And they
Well,
also
yeah. Follow.
lost
Not
to me
true.
in
Yeah.
fantasy football.
Crendor did the best.
Oh,
thing.
also
did the
Crendor
best.
did the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Crendor
notice
and
that.
Randy,
I'm s-
actually.
This is how disrespectful I want to be to you in
Unbelievable.
this moment, Crendor. That when I'm looking for who did the best, I actually just tune out your column.
You just
No,
like
to be
get
fair,
rid of the
Even
great
regard it
column.
as there.
It took the worst week for me to do the best, which I think
That
is
says a
pretty
lot.
fair.
Tied with Randy, which says even more.
I was saying earlier that I did not rise in the standings, but everyone fell down to where I am.
Yeah.
Which, I'll take it.
I'm actually most shocked, really, is that Discord did so horribly.
Yeah,
because
geez.
that's democracy.
Yeah,
That is
man.
Yeah.
that is an example of the failure of democracy.
Democracy dies in week 7.
Yep. Um,
I
So-
love democracy.
so yeah, Dom the Platypus lost to me here and in fantasy, a double loss, a double doink,
Hey.
if you will.
Uh-huh.
And
And also, none of us won our locks.
All locks.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
man.
lock.
To be
losses.
fair, I told you all when I gave up my Seattle Seahawk lock to take it, and one of you would have won if you listened to me.
I didn't want to do it.
I told you, Crendor, I said, take my Seahawks lock, man. Take it. It's the right one. And then you had to lock the Commanders.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that one. To be fair, I was about
According
to lock
to-
the Falcons, and that would have been a better one. But
That's 2 weeks where I've thrown my lock towards Steelers games for no reason. Like
Yeah.
According to Pixel, this is the second time that everyone has lost their lock in a week, and the only other time was week 4 in 2019 with 4 people making picks. So with even more people picking, we all still lost our lock.
That is
Yeah.
rough. And also, my week was the worst single record.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
that.
well, you were almost perfect in the worst way.
Yeah.
I feel like
no.
it's crazy because I feel like it's more likely for someone to be perfect than totally 100% wrong.
Well, yeah, because they're
So-
not trying to be wrong. So
Yeah.
yeah. just people
Right.
even more by
Yeah.
chance.
So yeah, I feel like what you've done is actually quite impressive. And
it is.
tragic
I honestly
way.
don't even know how I could have gotten it so wrong.
Yeah, it's.
Well, to be fair, you got the Colts game right. It's just the game got it wrong. So
Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
you should
That's
have
fair.
won
Yeah,
too.
that's fair.
Yeah, it was previously 3-13, held by me and Randy. So Rob, the new leader of the bottom.
Yeah, that's tough.
Speaking of Rob's struggles for our
Yep.
first bonus stat too.
Rob is now 0-4, predicting the Broncos at home, but he is
Fuck the
3-0.
Broncos.
But he is 3-0, predicting them on the road.
That's still a losing record, so still fuck the Broncos.
Hey,
Yep.
I appreciate you standing by your laurels there.
Mhm.
One
I also
for-
like the image for that one. For the
That is a
wild
good
card.
image.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
just a
good.
bunch of Broncos in the
Yeah.
field. By picking against the Lions this week, Apollo's the first to pick against every team this season. While he has picked against every team, there are still 2 teams he has yet to pick this year.
Oh, is there a hint in the thing? Oh,
There
yeah, there
probably
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cardinals
You
and the
can see
Texans
it,
are
yep.
decolored. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I have not picked either of them, and I don't know if that's going to change. No, I am picking the Texans this week. I just looked at the schedule. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that- almost there.
The Buffalo Crendors. Prior to this week, Crendor had been perfect
That is
since
not the
October 13th. Crendor had been perfect since October 13th of 2020, predicting the Bills in October. This ends a 13-game win streak. Well,
Oh man.
yeah, rip. Divisive
Rip.
locks for everyone but Rob. Locking divisional games has been less successful than locking non-divisional ones.
Ah,
Rob,
That makes
but
sense.
yeah, everybody, I'm 54%, Invictus 65, Bear 64, Apollo 60, Discord 72. Rob is 79%, but
Yeah.
Rob the only one below 70% in non-divisional.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Flawless few. Bear, Apollo, Discord, Randy, and the assistant coach have teams they have perfectly predicted so far this season. Bear, Giants, Panthers, Apollo, Chiefs.
Hard.
Yeah.
Pick against
Discord,
them every week.
Discord, Saints. That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
Randy, Jets, Steelers, and AC's Panthers.
God
So, I
damn
mean-
it, Randy is perfect on Jets games.
Yeah, that's
he is.
crazy.
Games.
And Steelers.
That's like he's this year's coin, dude. He had the magic transferred
Yeah.
to him.
yeah.
He really is. I didn't even think of that. But now it's time to pick.
And this week,
Pick
assistant
them.
coach, as Crendor mentioned, is Fees, who's also in our fantasy league, who's
They are.
currently in second place, and I'm currently in first place, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
he
true.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
although Bear, this is the third week in a row that I had the most points for in the
I've
league.
been seeing that. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
creeping up the standings along with Crendor, and
Yeah.
you know Apollo's he's playing. He's playing every week.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of creeping up except like plummeting down?
Slinking down the side of the building that is our
Well,
fantasy
you know,
league.
I did lose my fourth player to injured reserve this year.
Yeah,
so
you've been,
Yeah.
you've been
that's
having a fun
more
go
than
of it.
half of my players now on injured reserve. 3 of them season ending.
You want
Yeah.
to trade me Jalen Hurts? You want to maybe just like cash
Bear,
out? this
Bear came
year?
to me and was like, "Hey, I know he's your only player that scores over 10 points a game, but can I have him?"
Yeah, I was gonna give you Garrett Wilson. Okay, anyway. Thank
Anyway.
you, Fees, for being an assistant coach for the podcast, which you can also be an assistant coach if you check out the Patreon link down in the YouTube description. If you're watching over on YouTube, you can support at the $5 assistant coach level and potentially have your picks featured on the show.
Yes, sir. Well, here we go. First game of the week, a Thursday night bee battle.
Battle of the Bees.
Battle
Battle
of the bees, if you will.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, Bills.
I believe that the Bills will bring it back.
I agree. I think the Bills are going to win this game.
The
Some
Bills
quality alliteration.
better bring it back, baby, because I'm betting on them.
Hey, thank you.
Wow.
Yep. He's doing it.
Bills, banana, ball, beryllium.
Yeah, that's definitely on the periodic table.
That is Jets, Giants.
Jets.
Let's go Jets.
Yep, Jets. I think the Jets coming off a bye week. They're both playing at home, so
I think there's too much
Yeah.
Jets hope going on here.
Plus or minus on 1.5 broken ankles. What are you taking?
Oh, over.
Yeah.
Over?
Yeah. Oh, important to note, Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed are maybe still out for this game.
they beat the Eagles without him. So I'm not
That's a good
concerned
point.
about that.
Yeah. That's
But
a
If
good
you,
point.
I mean, if you
The
can't stop
Jets.
Tyrod Taylor, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I
Yeah.
think Tyrod Taylor beating the Jets is a perfect Jets thing, so I'm going to go Giants.
I hate that that's probably true, but
I can't really fault that.
I'll take the Jets, but I don't know, man. It hurts. I'm not sure.
Even when Rob's team's like doing all right, it's just like it hurts.
I mean, he and Apollo are both having like a really painful experience supporting
Oh,
a
yeah.
winning
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Jaguars, Steelers.
Jaguars, easy.
Yeah. That's probably
Yeah.
Jags.
Yeah, I'll take Jags.
I'm going to be taking the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
Look, I'll be happy to win another game, but you have been flirting with fire for much too many weeks. So
They're winning.
You are going to get
You're
burned.
talking to last week's champion, my friend. I don't know if you'd be so bold.
That's a good point.
I cannot begin to describe to you how bad our team actually is.
I still don't trust the Jaguars, though, is my thing.
you know who my team is. My team is your team, except those games where we're supposed to throw an interception, we didn't. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
Team is
the
my
only
team.
difference.
My team is your team.
But the Jaguars almost choked the Saints. So,
True.
I don't know. I'm honestly, this is
Oh,
kind of
also
a toss-up
Steelers are
game.
cursed against the Jags. By the way, this is another curse. Steelers
Is it?
never beat the Jags.
Uh,
Well, they lost to the Jags in that AFC playoff game. That was
yeah.
very
That was
difficult
against
to watch.
what's his face?
Bortles.
Bortles.
Yep. But yeah, I'm taking the Steelers.
Huh?
Eagles, Commanders. Oh boy.
Eagles.
Eagles. I don't
Oh.
think the Commanders are going to do it this year. They lost.
Oh.
You won the
Insane.
Don't
3
do
out
it
of 4
this week
games, he's
because you
going
wanted to
crazy.
do it that
Not gonna
other
lie.
week.
That other week.
Yeah, but I think it's different.
It is because the Commanders are going to win this time.
Oh my
Commanders.
God.
No.
Okay, so-
he has one good week and he wants to throw it all away.
It was the
I'm
Eagles'
gonna-
defense against the most sacked quarterback in the league.
He's gonna do it.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna take the Eagles, but I have a dilemma in fantasy next week because Terry McLaurin is playing against the Eagles, and the Eagles, surprisingly, have given up the most fantasy points to wide receivers. So
Oh.
so their secondary not so hot this year.
They did just
actually,
get the Kevin Byard.
right? And
But-
Terry
McLaurin's
very
gonna
good.
have a hard time catching the ball when Sam is on the ground in the first second and a half after the snap.
That's
Eagles
very
win.
true.
All right.
I will also take the Eagles.
Rams, Cowboys. I'm going to take
Rams.
the Cowboys.
Yeah, I kind of want to take the Rams.
Rams.
I
Go
think
Puka.
I'm gonna take the Rams too. I think.
Cowboys is one of my biased teams where I think they're worse than they actually are. So I'm going to take the Cowboys because it'll piss me off if they win because I don't think they're very good.
We've done a
And-
very poor job mentioning the assistant coaches picks us.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, no, yeah.
I just realized, like, oh yeah,
Did
he
they
picked the
make
Cowboys
any
too.
cool upset picks or are they boring?
They have selected the favorites presumably in all of the
Yes. Okay.
matchups so far.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe you
Bills,
should be
Although-
more
Jags,
interesting.
Eagles.
yeah, but considering last week, the ones that we considered were the favorites all lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True.
But he has gone with the but also worth mentioning that Fees among their best predicted teams are the Eagles at 6-1 on the year. So their Eagles predictions certainly have a little more merit, which means Crandor's even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
I am crazy. Vikings, Packers.
Vikings.
Vikings. Yeah.
Well, here's
know-
our first surprise one. Apparently, Fees went pack.
Yeah.
I
He always does it.
It's at Lambeau Field. I have to take the Packers. I don't even want to pick the I can't even pick the Vikings. I'm going Packers.
Your willingness to pick your own team even when they're bad is
I
you know,
think
I feel like,
I
we're
think
opposites
if there's
here.
a team that can kind of reverse the curse of the Packers that we've had where we just keep choking away games at the end, I think it would be the Vikings, probably doing some sort of fumble, some big fumble goofs, and I think the defense actually helps us win this one in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I'll go with
Okay,
the
you heard it
Vikings.
here first. Packers win 10-6.
Yep. Hey, last year the Packers shit on the Vikings at the end of the season in Green Bay.
True.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it'll be close still, but I think we got to. We're gonna lose later in Minnesota, so I think we'll
Yeah, I'm
win.
gonna
in
get
Green Bay.
Vikings.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Go with the Vikings.
I understand.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Falcons, Titans.
Ew.
Yeah, no.
I'll go
I'm
Falcons.
gonna go Titans. I don't
Oh.
like it though.
This is a 4:00 game, isn't it?
No, it's noon
Oh, good.
or one.
These teams both suck. I don't care about this game.
I'm gonna go Titans.
All right.
I
Yep.
will. Oh, thank you for the drum roll. Yeah, I'll go.
That was already shaking.
Yeah, well, I tell him I said thank you. Oh yeah. Titans.
Whoa!
Hey,
And Robert has selected the Tennessee Titans to win on October 29th against the Atlanta Falcons in a National Football League game.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was a good bit. Good bit.
Yeah,
everyone.
thank you for jumping on that train. That's awesome, yeah.
It's moving that fast. I got no choice.
Anyway,
It's a good joint bit.
Am I like? Is this like 1v5s every week again? Are we doing the same thing?
I don't know.
You're the
Am I
one
the only one
doing
to
it.
pick the Falcons? All right.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
Patriots, Dolphins.
Dolphins. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not.
this is the
I'm sorry.
Dolphins. I agree with that. Yeah.
Go Pats.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Wow.
Whoa.
You guys'
Can't
home
stop
team
now. They started
bias.
doing it. Go Pats.
All right. He's crazy.
I mean,
I'm going crazy. Go Pats.
It's divisional game.
it is division.
It is, but I
They're
think it's
fixing
one of
to
those.
fuck up the AFC East this year, dog. Go Pats.
He's doing it. Saints, Colts.
Oh,
Colts.
give me the Saints.
Oh god.
I think the Saints have to start winning to maintain their mediocrity.
I agree.
Magic, baby.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Saints.
I will also go Saints, but it's under duress. From the
Magic,
football
baby.
demons.
Give me the 1v4. That is
Wow.
also against our assistant coach who picked the Saints and also locked the Miami Dolphins against the Patriots. Against my Go Pats. How
Yeah,
dare you?
Do I have? Oh no, there's not a lot of. There's some okay locks. Okay, never mind.
Fun news. Saints Chris Olave arrested.
What?
Oh,
on
Whoa, that's a
suspicion-
modifier.
Yep, on suspicion of reckless driving,
Oh.
70 in a 35.
They always do that.
Alright.
That's an
Damn
NFL
it.
player classic.
That is
man.
an NFL
Yeah.
player classic.
Yeah, he'll probably be fucking playing on Sunday.
Yep,
I mean the punishment is a fine, right?
probably.
So if you're
it's
rich,
not like
it's
he
basically
gambled
free.
or
Yeah.
No, I'm
like-
just saying, like, the Saints aren't going to do anything about it. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
no.
you know, those
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah. it's
Oh
not
wait,
like-
what the hell? Wait, is this true? Oh, this is a rumor. Did we pass over this
What?
rumor?
Rumor.
Rumor.
There's a rumor. This is a rumor. Okay.
A rumor.
Rumor corner.
The
Rumor
corner.
time.
Well, actually, this
Rumor
one
cave.
might not even be worth.
Oh, the rumor cave. I like the
Okay,
idea of us,
I
like,
want
crawling into
to
the rumor
reiterate
cave.
that this is a random, probably totally bullshit rumor, but it's fun, so I'm going to say it. Will
Rumor
Levis might get his first start this weekend.
Oh.
Wait,
for the
what?
Titans.
louder. The rumor cave is huge. What?
What?
Will Levis
Oh. Well, Levis.
might get his first start.
Wow, cool.
That's crazy.
Which, if that's true, that's gonna piss me off because I picked the Falcons. Then.
All right, we got to get out of there. I'm out of the rumor cave. We got to get out.
Yeah, we got this thing's gonna flood, dude.
Yeah.
There's something back here.
You don't want to go that deep into the rumor cave. That's not good.
Oh yeah, I just came back from deep into the rumor cave, and
Yeah.
it says that
Joe Biden's a microwave.
It's actually
Yeah, it
Aaron
got really
Rodgers
pretty
doing
deep.
ayahuasca way back in there. It's wild.
yeah, no, I was seeing that Pat Mahomes sucks on toes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
no.
deep rumor, deep in that cave.
Anyway, we
More games pick, right?
to the Texans Panthers.
Texans.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans.
I kind of think the Panthers could win this one, like in some weird fashion.
They could.
True. I mean, it's the Texans. I do think are a little overrated, but they've been winning. They're off a bye week. I mean,
Yeah.
they're 3-3.
The Panthers looked good for a single quarter against the Miami Dolphins.
They
And I
did.
apparently have yet to pick the Texans, so I will pick them here and only
right.
have one team left who I won't be picking this week, so that's going to stay at one team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Panthers.
This is gonna be a battle of the top QBs,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, and then I mean, CJ Stroud's won that battle by like a mile
He
already, but
has.
sure.
so
But-
far, yeah.
Part of me thinks this is gonna be like they're gonna be motivated to be like, yeah, let's go get them, guys. Like, yeah. but maybe not.
Well, if they're motivated like that, I think they'll. Yeah, I think they'll probably lose if that's how their motivation goes. But...
Go get him.
yeah, we're gonna win this one, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wait, did everybody pick?
Yeah,
and
Texans. Yeah.
Our assistant
Okay.
coach also went Texans.
Okay. Browns, Seahawks.
Geno season.
Yeah, I'll go Geno season.
I'm gonna go Geno season. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't wanna
fuck the
pick them.
Browns. They don't deserve to win again after getting 2 free wins. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Assistant coach also went Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seattle sweep, baby. C's with the C's as well.
Bengals, 49ers.
Give me the Bengals.
Wow, he's crazy.
I don't think that's crazy at all.
Yeah, not really.
I'm gonna take the Niners because they can't win can't lose 3 in a row.
They
That's
can
true.
do whatever they want,
which
which probably isn't lose, but
Is Trent still out? How long is he out?
He might be, yeah. I think Debo Samuel's also out.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go Bengals. I trust the Bengals. I think they're on the rise. They're getting healthy.
Gonna go Niners.
it's fair. You have to pick up games in the Discord. You got to like think of what the Discord's gonna pick, and they're gonna go like 61% Niners probably, and then
Probably.
So you're like, okay, this is a game that's 50-50. Give me the Bengals.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
Fees disagrees apparently, goes Niners, but you know,
Yeah.
we'll see
That's fair
reason
enough.
here.
Chiefs, Broncos.
Lock in the Chiefs.
Whoa! It's fine. You can, all four of these final games are all like lock worthy. I feel
Yeah.
like almost.
My heart is racing.
Chiefs. Yeah.
It's Chiefs.
I will select the Chiefs. Assistant coach selects the Chiefs. Chiefs.
Yeah.
sweep.
Ravens,
I'm
Carter.
really fucking
I'm
mad if
locking
I
the
lose that.
Ravens.
He's locking the
He's locking the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Locking the Ravens.
As much
I'm
as they'll
gonna
shit
go
talk them, they're not
Ravens.
going to lose to the Cardinals.
They won't lose.
Yeah,
I'd be so
Cardinals.
happy if they would.
Yeah, it's the Ravens. Bears, Chargers.
Yeah, Raven.
Chargers.
Chargers.
I'm locking the Chicago Bears.
What the fuck?
I know.
That is
that's-
incredible.
Dumb.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna like be nice about it. That's a stupid lock, Bear.
I know, but it's fun, and I want.
I'm gonna actually counter his locking the Chargers.
Yes, here we go.
Counter
Fight,
lock.
battle of the locks. Fight.
That would be so brutal if you were fighting each other with locks.
Yeah, man,
I
that's
have never wanted a game to end in a tie more in my entire life.
That'd be so
Oh
funny.
man, these are very fun artificial stakes we put on the primetime game.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
great.
a big.
Yeah, this is a
primetime
Sunday
battle.
night game, which
Yeah,
fucking
man,
sucks.
this is gonna be a. Well, I mean, we have at least something to cheer for now.
And speaking of primetime games that'll fucking suck.
Wait, hold on. I
Hey.
haven't picked yet. I'm not
hasn't
sure.
picked.
Are you not sure?
you can clearly see the
Bears
room
just
is
won!
divided here, Apollo.
The Bears just won, and the Chargers
They beat
just
the
lost,
Raiders.
so.
And this is why results-oriented pick'ems will always fail.
The
Chargers are a
stink.
remarkably better team than the Bears, regardless
Yeah,
of
and they're
record.
2-4.
Regardless of record.
These teams are the same on paper. They're the exact same quality team.
I think the momentum is with the Bears potentially. So
Let's
I
go,
will
Rob.
pick
These.
The momentum.
the Bears. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Yeah, Bears. I'll pick the Bears.
All right, great. So
All right, cool.
it's fine with me.
Fees picks Chargers.
Yeah.
And we're all picking the Lions, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
we're all picking the
Don't
Lions.
want to like spend.
Oh, no.
They burned me, Bear. They
hurt
burned me.
you. It is the Raiders.
They burned me.
I mean, they literally
His
have
hand
like
hurts.
Brian Hoyer and
You're
like,
talking about the like best coach versus the worst coach right now.
That's
like it's
true,
literally
actually.
like
and they don't even have Jimmy Garoppolo.
No more Jimmy G, Rob.
Yeah. Fine. I'll take the Lions, but I swear to God, Lions.
I just
You burned me.
farted, and
You
that
burned me.
gas I just passed can coach better than McDaniels.
Oh, you say these things, but I swear to God, if I come back next week and I have to say that the Lions burned me,
There shall be a righteous fury. We know.
yes, it will be
Randy,
hellfire.
Randy.
Randy.
he's taking the Bucks.
Oh no, Randy.
He's taking the Giants.
Randy.
No.
He's
he's-
taking the Steelers.
Randy,
He's
don't
taking
do
the
it.
Commanders.
Oh my god!
He's taking the Rams.
Oh, he's picking every
Okay.
upset.
Vikings.
Okay,
Okay.
he finally
Yeah,
picked a
yeah,
non-upset.
yeah.
Jesus,
Titans?
Okay.
Sure, whatever.
We're back on track.
Patriots,
Oh,
Randy.
boy, go
Colts,
Pats.
Randy.
Texans,
Okay. Oh, you scared me.
Seahawks,
Okay,
Good boy,
Randy.
Randy.
Okay.
Bengals.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Here's the big one. Okay, he took the Chiefs. He took the
Oh,
Chiefs.
Okay.
He's gonna survive.
He
He'll
took the
live.
Ravens.
Oh
All
boy,
right.
Randy.
He took the Chargers.
No,
He-
Randy.
He
Like
took
a
the
tail of-
Raiders.
Randy.
I want to point out, hasn't Randy been perfect on Jets and Steelers predictions?
Yes.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
So you're switching to the Giants and the Steelers is what you're telling me?
No, I didn't want. I was gonna say that I'm gonna make an asterisk for that, but I'm
you
not
can
gonna
switch
do it.
them. We're not done
No.
Yeah,
yet.
we're not done.
I'm not.
Howard.
Your-
why
your hand
why
is still
even
on the
bring
Chiefs.
it up, honestly?
Because I just want to point out he predicted that the Giants win, right?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that the Steelers win, didn't
Yep.
Correct.
he? God damn it, Randy.
Which I agree with. Good job, Randy.
Please pick the Steelers. I would love to get another point.
Randy is also locking the Los Angeles Rams.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Rams.
That's
are-
an old one.
Man,
His
lock
locks have
those.
been magical.
They
That's
have.
true. That's true.
Oh man, I'm so excited for this Bears Chargers game
I am
now,
too.
dude.
This will be
Like,
wild.
I didn't care about that 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
The
no,
ultimate
that'll
lock
make it
fight.
watchable. Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for watching, listening, everybody. If you
Thanks
are
for
a
the
patron
patrons.
member, here's the patrons on the thing. Here they are. Hold on. There we go. All these patrons are you, the viewer, the patron, if you will. Take a look at that. There it is. And then more patrons are right here. Thank you very much for all these patrons. And we shall see you